O magpabaya, ikaw yang gayina, sing pulong ang pagawa na, yang gubog na tagala na kanami malago. O magpabaya, ikaw yang tigpaningon ng kanami mga piangamuyo demalang yagabaya di pupuwa kami ng kadayadamo. Agawan ini dadamo bunga ng paguma nagyabati. Daw bata yaning ka namin kapasaya ka mo kalipay namin yung panabi-sabi sa pangalan mo. O magbabaya, ikaw yang yagatubang singka nami mga panawag-tawag sang kadyawan, ikaw yagata. Salamat o kadinayag bangaw sang awan.
Davao Region, Pinanggang Yuta, may bukid ako alam taas. Haring Agila, nasud ng langgam, waling-waling haras sa kabulakan. May unawan, haring durian, lumiog saging, bugas lamian, yutang gimahal sa Davao Wenyo, makugihong mga tao. Ang bilangkog mga probinsya, mga dakbayan nagkahiusa, may kituuhan nga Diyos. Probinsya Kumbal, Davao Oriental, del Norte Occidental, del Sur, siyudad sa Davao, Panabotagong, Samal Island, Mati o Gigos. Davao Region, gipanalipdan, mga bahanding kinaiyahan, yutang tabunok, daghanog lindon, nga kapanginabuhian. Garbo sa tanan ng Davao Region, among yuta nga gipanggan.
In the heart of this native paradise, where the sunrise beckons the sweetest smile.
Waving everyone who seeks knowledge and wisdom is our beloved division of Davao Oriental. Hail to our dearly loved division of Davao Oriental for the love and care you've shared. Your children will uphold your values and principles, and forever we will honor you. You are the light that spills clouds of ignorance and engraved excellence and virtues in our hearts.
The home of the dreamers, the pride of a Mandaya tribe, and of all the people united by love.
Bisawain kami ako, singka namin biyak panawan. Ikaw gayon namin kakalinawan. Kay ikaw yang yakatan, kanamin ang kadsyawan. Gikan mo, ngining ka namin katigan. Together we will rise and raise our division tide for making us truly inspired. Blameless we will shout at your glorious fortune, our division of Davao Oriental.
Where the sunrise beckons the sweetest smile.
Let the sunrise beckons the sweetest smile.
Hello, mic test. Okay. My courtesy to our school division superintendent, Mr. Ronaldo B. Millurida, CSO5, or to our assistant school division superintendent, um, Dr. Maria Genevieve Franciscetti, and of course to our ever supportive uh, chief of the curriculum implementation division, Dr. Sturgeon U. Pilayo, to our ICT head, Mr. Francis Vic Alicando, to all the uh, public schools district supervisors, school administrators, guidance coordinators and designate, and to the ASP coordinators who are present this morning. Pleasant day to all of us. I am truly inspired not only the how things went on, but also for the singing of our division hymn. It's a simple reminder that we will always raise the flag of our division, and of course, it truly touches each one's hearts who happen to listen it. So this morning we'll have to. By the way, I have to uh, credit this training, of course, to Mr. Alicando, and of course to our chief, Dr. Pilayo, for the approval and for the support. And finally, here we are. We are going to have our virtual rollout on the revised guidelines for the implementation of homeroom guidance for school year 2021-2022. The future is still uncertain, of, especially on this program. Uh, this is actually work in progress. So expect uh, things like revision of this subject curriculum, uh, revision of this learning area, in which this homeroom guidance molds, uh, hopes to mold our learners to develop accurate and appropriate skill coupled with the values that they need in choosing their future, and hopefully with our guidance, with our endeavor, and with our uh, vigor in teaching this learning subject to our students, well, I believe we are contributor for the future of these young people entrusted to us by our holy God, the Creator. So there is not much to talk about the curriculum in terms of vision, but rather we will be guided in the later part of today's activity. We will be guided with what to do and who are the people, the the organization from bottom to top and from top to bottom, who will do the monitoring of the implementation, and what are our rules and uh, rules and our responsibility in the success of, or in the implementation and the success of this program. So to everyone who are around, be blessed that you will directly hear the guidelines direct from the horse's mouth, because our speakers are surely coming from the central office, no less than the in charge of the edukasyon sa pagpapakatao and the in charge of the homeroom guidance. We have uh, Dr. Mark Bercando and Dr. Juna Valdez for the ASP and the homeroom guidance. And the next uh, speaker will be Dr. Melinda Andres from BLR, Bureau of Learning Resource. And at the end of this endeavor, we will hear some questions and answer. So stay, and I hope you will abide with the rules of listening to virtual uh, seminars, orientations like this, that we will focus, we will hear, we will listen, so that we will not miss any message given to us by the speakers. So again, uh, I would like also to encourage everyone to please don't forget to sign in the attendance, which will be given to us or shared to us by Mr. Alicando later. And of course, the evaluation sheets, and it will be given, the link shall be given by him later. So again, my heartfelt and warmest regards to everyone. And of course, I'm so overwhelmed with how you respond to the memorandum signed by our SDS. So I hope all the districts are well represented. All the secondary schools also are uh, well represented. and those who are included in the memorandum are also around. Please share to our colleagues if they are not still in. And thank you so much again. Stay safe, and may we gain an ends of information and relevant instructions from this activity. To one and all, especially to our chief, thank you so much for being with us. And again, welcome to our virtual rollout orientation on this matter. Stay safe, God bless you, and mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Ako na, Franz. Hello, Franz. Hello, Franz. Ako na, Franz. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Especially to our schools division superintendent, Mr. Rinaldo B. Miliorida, CESO 5, to our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Maria Genevieve T. Francischetti, and our education program supervisor in charge of the ESP and also this homeroom guidance program. We have Sir Dudes or Josilito Dapitanon. And also, good morning to our IT officer. So with this realization of this virtual, we have Mr. Francis Alicando, Francis Bic Alicando. And to all our public schools district supervisors, our school heads, our teachers, and the coordinators of the homeroom guidance program, maayong buntag sa tanan. Okay, the homeroom guidance program provides a wholesome learning experience, no, in the classroom that will foster positive attitudes, behaviors, and values, and also improving relationship between teachers and students. Before, the homeroom guidance program is not really, I think it's really forgotten, or maybe homeroom guidance program is just doing away things like cleaning or whatsoever inside the classroom. But the real purpose of having this homeroom guidance program is to improve the three domains of our learners. So of course we have the academic development of our learners, and also the personal and the social development, and of course the career development. So in this way, it's not only cleaning, it's not only doing some household chores inside the house or inside the classroom, I mean, but also improving the whole person or the whole yung kabuuan ng ating mga estudyante. Of course, uh, we have 1 hour. No, we have 1 hour allotted for a week in for the homeroom guidance program. So that 1 hour can be. It is up to our school heads whether they have to divide that into half. No, 30 minutes Monday or 30 minutes Tuesday, or any of the day, as long as it is within the week that we will have to spend 1 hour. So the importance of this also is to improve the decision making of our students, no? Sa mga decision nila, sa buhay nila, kung ano yung kukunin nilang mga kurso sa future at ano ang gusto nila sa buhay nila. At least naiiwas sa mga bisyo, nai-improve ang kanilang grado, no? Habang nakikipag-usap sa kanilang mga guro, at naiiwas sila sa tinatawag na addiction, no? Hindi lamang addiction na yung sa drugs, meron din naman tayong tinatawag na addiction sa social media. Okay. So, we as teachers, advisors, we are the homeroom guidance advisors that will that will mold our students so that they will grow up as a good and a mature person. Now, the grade in the homeroom guidance program is not really a part of the grades in the different learning areas, but in the card we have what we call the PTC, yung tinatawag na learners development assessment. So in the learners development assessment, that will be the time for our teachers to talk and to talk with the parents, no? And talk about the improvements, the development of the learners sa kanilang mga anak. So that is why it is very much important to have the homeroom guidance meeting at least once a month so that our parents can also monitor the progress of our learners. Okay. So, my dear teachers, our supervisors, and school heads, let us put this into mind that hindi lagi basihan ang grado sa tagumpay, kundi ang pag-unlad din sa ibang aspeto ng katauhan ng isang kabataan. So, this is for today. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you so much. Human ako, Franz.
Yes po. Thank you, Chief. Sir Dudes?
Thank you, Franz. Thank you so much, Ma'am Chief. Hello, Franz.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Pilayo, for that message. Truly, you reflected things that included in our goals in giving guidance to our students, no, in their pursuit of quality and appropriate education for themselves for the future. And ladies and gentlemen, this moment I am asking everyone to be ready for the first speaker, no less than our head in the central office, head in the edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, Dr. Mark Vercando.
And implement something that would address the life skills development of our learners, which would be good or beneficial for their mental health. Okay, kaya po yung mga nagsasabi na bakit tayo nagdagdag ng homeroom guidance sa panahon ng pandemic? Well, I think we have to really appreciate this as an information component of mental health. Okay? Yung po yung dahilan bakit tayo may homeroom guidance sa gitna ng pandemic. And these are the skills being developed by homeroom guidance alone, which cannot be found in other learning area. Okay, so I hope you are appreciating the beauty of having homeroom guidance. But we know that, of course, there are birth pains and there are some struggles to consider. So why homeroom guidance? Of course, just like what I've mentioned, this is an information component of mental health, which is very important during this pandemic. Okay. May I see those who are just designated or appointed as regional supervisor in charge of homeroom guidance this year? Maybe you can raise your, you can hit the raise hand button there. Okay, yeah. Oo. Yeah, during our first orientation, we need to really uh, to have a very clear context of what homeroom guidance is. No, pag sabi nating homeroom guidance, it is just part of the guidance and counseling services. Pag sabi nating guidance and counseling services, sandali we, I had to mute someone kasi para malinaw ako. Okay, when you talk about guidance and counseling services, this is just a sample illustration of how it goes, no? So the huge chunk of the work of guidance counselor is of course counseling. Okay? Naging professional yan, naging RGC yan upang mag-counseling, hindi upang gumawa ng ibang non-guidance related tasks. Okay? But of course, we know the reality, ano? Then we have the information service. We have the information service. This is an information dissemination service of guidance wherein those vital informations helpful in the life skills development, in the for the students to overcome challenges or even concerns personally in career in academics. This is covered by information service. Now, the individual inventory, this is just a crash discussion lang ha. Kasi I can discuss this the whole day, kaya lang hindi naman ito yung focus natin. Ano, that's another venue. Okay, individual inventory, this is where the guidance counselor interviews students to really assess their risks, of having malfunctioning behavior or even if they are going through something, then this is the individual inventory. So kapag nag-routine interview si counselor or nag-exit interview, that's part of the individual inventory. And only the guidance counselor could actually access the data for that. And then, of course, the follow-up whenever the counselor calls for another session just to check how the students are functioning after counseling or after subscribing from guidance and counseling services. And then, of course, we have research and evaluation wherein guidance counselor is doing research to make an intervention on certain phenomenon. No? For instance, there's bullying is rampant in the school. So for the guidance counselor to make an intervention, he or she needs to make a research on that to tailor fit the intervention for the school. They also need to evaluate the guidance program, its relevance, and benefits to the target population, which is the school community. And then the placement service, ito po yung tinatawag din nating career guidance program, wherein the guidance counselor is guiding or even assisting our graduating or even those who will be choosing their curriculum exit or career track and strand. Dito po yan sa placement service. Okay? At kasama din po dyan yung career consultation, career counseling, and curriculum exit assistance. Of course, consultation, guidance counselor is deemed as the mental health professional inside the school. Therefore, any behavioral concerns or even clarifications, siya po ang dapat kinakausap ng administrators, students, parents, and teachers. Of course, we do have the psychological assessment, though we know that we don't have psychological tests in school, but it's not only the psychological test being used here. We also take into account the academic performance, the observations, the demographics of the students, for us to understand where the students are coming from. And of course, we do referral. We refer students for those that have clinical conditions to the right professionals, for instance, psychiatrists, psychologists, or even neurologists. Counselors and teachers, administrators, and parents could actually refer their students to the guidance counselor for counseling. But goes beyond the specialization of guidance counselor. For instance, they are already showing clinical conditions, then that's the time that counselor uh, must refer the students to outside expert. Okay? Yung mga counselors dito, of course, we have to be mindful of our limitations. We don't want to mess with our students or client. That's why whenever the case of our students is beyond our specialization, okay, ako as a practicing counselor, I don't really, I know and I am very mindful if I cannot help the student simply because it's not my specialization. Okay, so I encourage also my fellow RGCs here to do the same because we always uh, we always we always advocate, of course, na yung do no harm to our clients, no, and that's the same principle whenever we do counseling. So where is homeroom guidance here? Homeroom guidance is just part of the information service. So kung napapansin po ninyo, yung homeroom guidance is an information component of mental health. Hence, under po siya ng information service. Tatanungin nyo, sir, bakit hindi na lang guidance counselor mag-implement ang homeroom guidance sa loob ng klase? Of course, we know the scarcity of guidance counselor and they cannot do it alone. Okay? In other private school, for instance, in a private school where I came from before 6 years ago, no, before joining DepEd, guidance counselor is the one conducting the homeroom. We call it guidance class, no, sa ibang school, or homeroom guidance inside the class, and it's really once a week, once a month rather, and but that's the ideal setup, no. Of course, we cannot compare it with the setup of DepEd. So, whenever homeroom guidance is being talked about, we can always associate it in the as one of the guidance and counseling services, but that's just under information service. Okay, why homeroom guidance? I just presented the right context for you to really appreciate homeroom guidance, no? But why homeroom guidance? During the crafting and development of the curriculum, of course, we took note of the different concerns that our students are facing. So we have the academic failures, school dropouts, bullying, drug addiction, unhealthy sexual behavior, online and social media addiction, confused career choices, teenage pregnancy and vices, and other challenges. So these are the issues that we took into account and we considered while crafting the homeroom guidance. We want to address these issues, and we know for a fact that other learning areas cannot address this alone, no? Ang sinasabi lang natin, though there are topics, for instance, in CSE or comprehensive sexuality education, there are topics for teenage pregnancy, for unhealthy sexual behavior, etc. In MAPE, there is also drug addiction. Bullying is discussed in other learning areas such as values education. But in our learning area, these issues were incorporated and have been considered for us to equip our learners with the right life skills, not to overcome these challenges. Hence, there is homeroom guidance. So when I hope that we promote the right information on the reason behind homeroom guidance. Kasi yung iba, yung mga hindi nakakaintindi na idagdag at burden lang yan sa mga eskwelahan, then we have to enlighten them. No, we have to shed light na ang homeroom guidance ay nag-a-address ng iba't ibang issue ng bata at kabataan. Okay? So, what does homeroom guidance really do in terms of its content? No, homeroom guidance actually promotes rational thinking, healthy behavior and positive disposition. Ang sinasabi lang natin dito, pag sabi natin rational thinking, students will be able to think logically. Their decisions will be based on data and existing facts. When you say healthy behavior, meaning to say they are doing something for their own good, meaning to say vices and other unhealthy behavior will be prevented, and they will be doing the things that will be helpful for their development. For instance, choosing the right activities wherein they can develop themselves. Ganun din naman kapag if they want to belong to a certain group, then they can have those people na whom they think could actually help them to become better, no? For instance, in terms of academics, in terms of relationships, in terms of career development. And of course, positive disposition. This is very important nowadays, no? Kasi with the negative things happening around, actually on Facebook, nakikita natin na parang na siyang parang ako everyday na lang may mga kaibigan ako o kakilala or even kasamahan, no? Or tayo, kasamahan natin sa DepEd, ang daming naka-block lagi yung kanilang profile pic, which signifies that they lost someone. It's not good to see. And it's really affecting the way we see life, the way we see things, and the way we possess hope, no? And magandang i-foster natin yung positive disposition nowadays for our learners, for them to still believe that there is hope, that there is a chance for us to overcome this pandemic. Okay? At yun po yung ginagawa ng homeroom guidance. Okay? Through the modules or activities that we are doing. For us to understand where the homeroom guidance is coming from, of course, you need to understand its philosophy. At ano ba saan ba nanggagaling yung mga nag-craft ng homeroom guidance? O ang homeroom guidance per se. Homeroom guidance believes that every learner is unique and has the ability to develop him or herself using his or her own learning and experiences from family, community, school, and society. This shall be realized through the collaborative efforts of family, school, community, government, and other institutions. I would like to unpack this a little bit, no? Sinasabi lang natin dito that every learner is unique. May kanya-kanya silang potential, may kanya-kanya silang pagkatao, and has the ability to develop. Of course, we are not looking at learners as tabula rasa. Of course, they have abilities to develop themselves or to learn from their experiences. Okay? At yun ay nanggagaling sa family, community, school, and society. At alam natin na hindi natin to kakayanin na mag-isa lang sa DepEd. We need the help of family, school, community, government, and other institutions. So ito po yung saligang paniniwala ng homeroom guidance, no? In terms of why we have to conduct homeroom guidance. So what about the end product of homeroom guidance? Sinasabi natin that homeroom guidance is actually complementing the K-12 overall goal, no, which is holistically develop Filipinas with 21st century skills. In the context of homeroom guidance, it is actually to produce holistically developed Filipinas. Ano ibig sabihin natin ng holistically developed Filipinas pagdating sa homeroom guidance? Sila yung mga bata who can achieve academic success, demonstrate healthy behavior, exemplify positive disposition, and systematically plan for their future or their future. Ang sinasabi lang natin na tayo ay nagko-contribute sa K-12 goal by having these things: achieve academic success, demonstrate healthy behavior, exemplify positive disposition, and systematically plan for their future. So it shall produce learners who can work for the common good of society while upholding the international standards. So sabi lang natin na lahat ito ay para sa ikabubuti ng lipunan at alinsunod sa international standards. Okay, now, paano natin makukuha or how are we going to attain the vision? Of course, we have the mission. This is the how, no? So homeroom guidance is dedicated to address the academic, personal, social, and career development needs of the learners in a developmental, comprehensive, and proactive manner. Meaning to say, makakamit natin yung vision na yon o yung tunguhin na yon kung i-address natin yung academic needs ng bata, and this pertains to the study habits, the academic attitude of the learners, the learning styles, etc., etc. No? Of course, personal and social issues. If we address those things, for instance, yung bullying, sexuality confusion rather, overcoming bullying, romantic relationship, sibling rivalry, and many more. No, and of course, career development. If we need to address the career needs of our learners by informing them and letting them experience such realization for them to choose whatever career track or strand they want to go. And we are doing this in a developmental. Pag sabi natin developmental, meaning to say kinder to grade 12, inaalalayan natin ang mga bata o kabataan. Comprehensive in such a way that we address the different domains, no, that I've mentioned already, and proactive because we are equipping them with life skills that they can use for their life, no? Okay, now, in a nutshell, this is how it looks like. So, yung curriculum framework natin, of course, we always, in many of the curriculum works that we did, no, we always consider the needs of the learners. Hindi natin pwedeng walang bahala yan, ano. Yung nag-raise ng hand, I will address that later, after my talk. Maybe you can just chat your question so you won't forget that. Okay? Needs of the learners, Philippine society, and global society. So these are the things that that we look into and accounted for during the crafting of this curriculum. Of course, we have the legal basis. Everything has to be legal, right? So especially that we are in the public service. So we have the 1987 Constitution, the RA 10533, RA 9155, etc. And of course, a different level issuances. We are also guided by the theoretical basis in terms of the three domains. We have Crombold, Super, and Ginsberg for career development. Brunner's scaffolding, of course, this is being used for academic domain. Erickson's psychosocial development theory, this is for the personal social domain, most especially the developmental crisis of each learner. And Rousseau's learner-centered theory, this is for academic domain, and Piaget's cognitive learning theory, this is for cognitive domain. So having this basis, we now came up with the homeroom guidance. Ito po yung nakikita niyo sa gitna, which has three domains. So the academic development domain, sorry, I have to mute someone kasi medyo na-distract ako. Ayan. So we have the academic development domain, we have the personal and social development domain, and the career development domain. As you can see, continuous po yung arrow. Why? Because it is a lifelong learning process, no? Kahit tayong adults, we still learn, we still need to get into graduate school, we still attend seminars, we still undergo workshops to really feed our academic or even cognitive faculties. No? We also
Magkano ang kinuan? Plus ko lang, try ko lang agi.
yeah. May I ask everyone to be mindful of their mics, no, para hindi po tayo nadidistract. All right. Another thing is yung career development domain. Of course, our learners need to understand how and where to go. And that means that we need to equip them with the right information, with the right learning opportunities for them to realize ano ba talaga ang gusto nila. Okay, of course, the personal and social development domain, these are the things that we always have. No? For instance, our view about life, about our friends, about maybe personal issues. Okay, so kung napapansin po ninyo, even as adults, no, we also have these domains to address. Of course, ang sakop lang natin ay basic education, kaya hanggang grade 12 lang. And these domains should be collaboratively addressed by home, community and other institutions, and school. Yung community and other institutions medyo limited tayo kasi nga walang face-to-face. So ang nangyayari lang, home and school lang talaga for now. But yung iba, with the help of LGU, natutulungan din sila. So nagkakaroon ng collaboration. And for us, we are doing this for us to have a holistically developed Filipinos. And I already articulated how we contextualize our definition of holistically developed Filipinos. So sinasabi natin ang homeroom guidance, kaya yan nagsisimula sa kinder hanggang grade 12, it is a comprehensive, developmental, and proactive program that has standards and competencies that cut across all grade levels. The competency indicators are arranged from simple to complex and focus on the development of higher order thinking, such as analyzing and evaluating concepts, processes, procedures, and principles rather than just remembering. So these are the theories for academic domain. Okay. I won't be discussing that kasi these are relevant theories I have a different focus now. So, of course, the personal and social domain and the career development domain. Actually, sa career guidance program, we are looking at the theory of crumbles as well, no? At of course, napakaganda ng theory ni Ginsberg's sa career development, and maybe in the future or in the orientation that we will have, we will try to elucidate more on this. So these are the standards. So sinabi natin, it cuts homeroom guidance standards cut across all grade levels. Ang ibig sabihin, itong mga standards na ito ay the same from kinder to grade 12. Okay? So mula sa understanding level hanggang sa developing academic skills to respond to community. Okay, so these are the four standards under academic domain. So under each standard, there are competencies. Again, standards, then competencies. Okay? So for instance, sa standard 1 ng academic domain, andyan yung identify the methods of effective study habits hanggang sa share knowledge, skills, and positive attitude, helpful in lifelong learning. The standard 2, ito din po yung tatlong competencies. Standard 3, ito po yung tatlong competencies. I won't be discussing this in details. Actually, doon sa ating MELCs na nilabas, sa mga naghahanap pala ng MELCs, actually kasama na siyang nailabas ng lahat ng learning area. Okay? Yung mga common queries yan actually ng mga regional supervisor, no? At ng division supervisor. Kasama na po siyang nailabas ng mga learning areas. So, hindi po siya hindi po siya separated. Okay? So these are the standards under personal social domain. Understand the importance of oneself and others hanggang sa enrich ability to share oneself to respond to international standards. So this standard has 4 competencies. Standard 2 has 3 competencies. Okay. Yan. So ito din po yung ika-4 na standard with 4 competencies. For the standards for career domain, we also have 4 standards, no? From understanding the importance of knowledge, skills, and positive attitude helpful to daily living, hanggang sa implement steps toward the realization of chosen profession and vocation based on international standards. Okay, now, so this under standard 1 ng career domain, we have 2 competencies. Identify factors related to life and profession. Kung napapansin nyo, paano gagawin ng kinder yan? Okay? So mamaya papakita ko sa inyo kung paano pa siya binibreak into key stage. Okay? Explain the significance of knowledge and skills needed in life and profession. So kung napapansin nyo, I want you to be mindful on how the competencies are stated here. Medyo broad siya. Okay? Standard competencies. At by now, I think you are realizing that we're not following the template of the regular curriculum guide. Kasi sa regular curriculum guide, mag-uumpisa ka lagi sa content standard, performance standard, learning competencies, di ba? So nagsimula tayo sa standard, then competencies. So this is the standard 2 with 4 competencies, third standard with 3 competencies, and fourth standard with 4 competencies. So sir, paano siya na-i-break into key stage? Kasi natin siya eh. We have competencies for kinder, then for primary level, we have curriculum guide for them. At isa lang yon. And then intermediate, we also have that. And then for high school, for junior high school and senior high school, for junior high school rather, grade 7 to 10, iisa ang curriculum guide. Ganun din ang senior high school. So kung napapansin nyo, I want you to really focus on this para hindi kayo para pag tinanong kayo ng inyong mga colleagues, ay sasagot nyo sila. So we have the standard here. We have the competency. And then yung competency, binrake siya into smaller tidbits. We have the competency indicators. So under 1 competency, may 3 competency indicators. Okay, again, this is for grades 4 to 6. Sir, paano yan? Bakit naman similar sa 4 to 6? Okay, again, itong competency indicators, kapag in-unpack yan sa module, nagkakaiba-iba po yan. Iba ang grade 4, iba ang grade 5, iba ang grade 6. Kasi nagkaroon kami ng objective mapping, no, for this para lang maipakita na magkakaiba. Subalit hindi sila naghihiwalay. Why is that so? Number 1, we think that no standards or even competencies can be mastered in just a year or 2. Remember, we believe that life skills take a lifelong process. So therefore, kung ano dapat ang i-develop natin sa kinder, ay dapat ganun din ang i-develop sa grade 12. So balit, nagkakaiba-iba ng level of complexity. Therefore, developmental and comprehensive po yan. Lalong-lalo na yung developmental kasi we are using the same standard competency but the competency indicators vary. At ito po yung code. So, dahil nga po hindi tayo naglabas, we are supposed to have a full-blown curriculum guide for homeroom guidance. Kaya lang po, due to pandemic, we were instructed to have it in MELTS form. Okay, kung napansin po ninyo, yung MELTS na na-publish, hindi pa po yun yung buong curriculum guide. Shortened po yan o toned down. Okay? So homeroom guidance is essential to ensure access to quality guidance and counseling services for all types of learners. Kahit man lang sa mga learning activities na nasa module, may bigyan natin sila ng opportunity to learn their life skills. Now, for kinder, ito po yung sinasabi namin na toned down siya. These are, doon sa HG curriculum guide, these are the number of competencies per domain. So kung napapansin nyo, ang total niya dapat ay 59. Pero pagdating dito sa MELTS, naging 24 na lang siya. Okay? So talagang nag-trim down tayo. Ito yung nilabas nating MELTS. Ito yung nilabas nating MELTS. So, dito po, yung competency indicators, ginawa nating most essential learning competency. Okay? So, kung napapansin nyo, naglagay tayo ng week time allotment at yung code. So, ito po yung itsura ng makikita nyo dapat sa MELTS ng homeroom guidance. Now, if you don't have, we are willing to resend it, no? Kasi naibigay na siya before pa. So sa mga bago lang po dito, be guided ng inyong MELTS. Okay? For the primary level, that's grades 1 to 3, from 66 learning competency indicators, naging 33 na lang. So a huge chunk, no? Ang nabawas. 50% lang po ang natira. Okay? And we are working on the depth and order of homeroom guidance para naman po pag nag-full blast implementation tayo ay buo na siya sa lahat. Okay, so this is the primary grade level. Yung MELTS niya, ito po yun. I'm just showing you a segment ha, kasi may buo naman tayo nito. For intermediate level, meaning to say for grades 4 to 6, from 103 competency indicators, naging 35 na lang po. Okay? Yan. So, for junior high school, from 91 learning competency indicators, no, naging 36 na lang. So kung napapansin nyo, mas mataas ang personal and social. Bakit? Kasi sa panahon ngayon na pandemic, affected talaga ang mental health ng bata. That's why we are trying to address the personal and social domain than the academic and career domain. So this is for junior high school. We will be giving you the PowerPoint, no, para pag nag-cascade kayo ay madali na lang po kayo. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, no, or even the PowerPoint. Okay, we just need ang sinasabi lang namin lagi, please attribute it kung kanino nang galing. Huwag niyong babaguhin yung mga templates and everything, no, dahil nga yan ay galing sa central office. Then for the senior high school, from the 53 learning competency indicators, naging 15 na lang. So talagang ang laki ng binawas natin at nag-focus na lang tayo sa personal and social. Yan, ito yung sample ng MELTS ng homeroom guidance for grades 11 and 12. Again, kung wala kayong kopya and you want a copy, we will be sending it to all of you. Kindly mute your mic dun sa... Let me mute them. Okay. Now, so, ang total niyan, ito po yun, pag tinignan ninyo, grades 11, kinder to grade 12, 402 lang ang learning competencies or ang competency indicators nila. Okay, now, ano yung alignment niyan? Ito yung pinakamahalaga kasi ngayon. Lalo na doon sa magdi-develop ng homeroom guidance module, okay lang po yun kasi we understand kung anong nangyayari sa baba. But please know that you have to follow yung instructional design ng homeroom guidance. And ano yung instructional design na pinapollow ng homeroom guidance? Yung structured learning experience or SLE. You cannot change the instructional design at isi-shortcut ninyo dahil sa tingin nyo ay shortcut dapat. Hindi po. We are following certain psychological process here from the motivation up to the reflection part. Simply because that's really how the structured learning experience flows, no? So hindi siya pwedeng tanggalin na lang yung motivation diretso na sa event, sa activity, etc. So, for homeroom guidance MELCs, ito pang pinapollow natin. Kung napansin nyo, medyo mataas talaga yung academic, personal, social domain ngayong pandemic edition. No? So, kung napansin niyo, we will be releasing also yung mga, though, yung module naman ay naka-tailored fit na doon sa, yung available module alam ko namang kulang at huwag nyo nang ulitin kasi may ibang in charge po dyan, hindi po BCD. Okay? Yung first and second quarter kami po talaga ang may kagagawan nun. Yung third and fourth, kinuha po ng BLR yun. So, yung MELCs natin, kung napansin nyo, bawat topic ay may nakalagay na week, no? Or bawat, may mga pagkakataon na yung competency indicators ay naka-week 3, week 4, no? Pero may mga pagkakataon na kino-condense or pinagsasama, lalo na kung same domain sila. Definitely kapag magkaibang domain, hindi natin pwedeng pagsamahin. Halimbawa, yung career domain at saka yung personal and social domain, hindi yung pwedeng pagsamahin. Pero kung ang competency indicators ay parehas na sa career domain, then pwede yung pagsamahin. For instance, ito. Yung MELCs natin is to determine the importance of oneself as part of the family and community, exhibit self-discipline, manage personal changes towards self-appreciation. So ano yung mga learning objectives niya? So, naglagay tayo ng 3 learning objectives just to address these things. And then, the learning objectives have to be translated or have to be tracked doon sa mga activity ng homeroom guidance module. Una, yung let's try this. Ano yung let's try this? This is for learning for objective 1. Basically, ito yung motivation, ano? And then yung learning objective 2 na nakita siya sa you can do it. This is the main activity. And then doon sa what I have learned, ito yung sa evaluation part. Then yung let's explore this, ito yung nandoon sa application part, no? And then, kaya ina-address niya yung objective number 3. And then, yung objective 1 to 3, sa keep in mind, ito yung lecturette part. Pag sabing lecturette part, ito yung mini discussion about the topic. Practical discussion. Kung napapansin nyo, kung nakita nyo na yung mga module, ginawa nating practical sa mga bata at hindi very academic ang dating. No? Para naman hindi nila ma-feel na parang, ano ba ito? Parang ano din, parang I have to digest each. Ang sinasabi lang natin, these are practical applications of what they can actually do. So dun sa let's try this, kung napansin nyo, at andito yung module, yung let's try this motivation, no? Kung napansin nyo, ito yung may instruction tayo. And then, yung you can do it, this is the main activity. Remember from the motivation, which is let's try this, pupunta ang bata sa main activity na you can do it. Okay? Kasi hindi pwedeng main activity agad. Alam niyo naman sa learning curve, dapat lagi nag-start sa motivation to entice or to engage the student. Then from the main activity, we have, of course, after ng main activity, nandun yung lecturette or yung sinasabing keep in mind. And then after nun, what I have learned, this is the evaluative portion of the module. Okay? And then yung let's explore this is the application part. So we already evaluated what they have learned. And then we let them apply what they learned. Okay, dito sa let's explore this. Kung napansin nyo, may mga suggested time allotment. Kaya yan suggested just to promote flexibility kasi nga alam naman natin na hindi lahat ay hindi lahat ay the same ang pacing. Okay? And then, naglagay tayo ng gabay sa magulang. Kung napansin nyo, nakatagalog o Pilipino po yung gabay sa magulang to be inclusive. So ito po, binabasa dapat to ng magulang para alam niya kung paano niya tutulungan yung kanyang anak o ang kanyang estudyante. Mula kinder hanggang grade 12, may ganito po tayo. At sa kinder to grade 3, dahil hindi pa yan masyado nakakabasa, mahalaga na basahin sa kanila ng magulang o ng nearest adult nila na nakakabasa, syempre. Okay, so I think that would be all for my part. Thank you so much. And I hope you will implement the homeroom guidance.
Po, ayan. So si Ma'am Irish ay ang ating host, ayan, for today. Okay, so clear naman po ang aking audio, Ma'am Irish, and yung ating video.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you very much po. So before I start, gusto ko lang kumustahin yung ating mga participants. Actually, kagabi, naghihintay po ako kasi ang closing dapat natin ng ating link for the registration ay kahapon, or nung the other day pa. But because of some concerns regarding sa ating memorandum na nilabas, medyo natagalan po siya somewhere, kinailangan po namin i-extend until 11 p.m. So, yung mga naihabol pa po at na-note natin through their regional supervisors, kayo po ay welcome dito sa ating workshop, and also doon po sa mga nag-register, sa mga nag-last minute registration kagabi, maraming salamat po, and also welcome sa ating orientation, So kanina, nabigyan na po ng pahapyaw na overview ni Sir Mark, Wala namang nagbago doon sa basic theories na ginamit natin dito sa pagbuo ng homeroom guidance. Ang isa lamang pong major na kinailangan namin iayos ay base doon sa nangyaring evaluation. I think meron po tayong mga nakasama dito sa evaluation, at makikita ninyo that some, hindi naman lahat, kasi depende pa rin sa magiging desisyon ng ating mga authorities sa Department of Education kung ano yung mga suggestions and recommendations na ibinigay natin during the evaluation. Ayan. So, pasensya na, may nagtitinda po ng taho. Ayan. Ayan. O, di ba? Parang inulit pa niya. Okay. Sige, next slide tayo, Ma'am Irish. Ayan. So, dito po, sa ating, ang i-discuss ko po ay basically yung procedure hanggang doon sa part ng program or doon sa part ng ating DepEd Memorandum on Homeroom Guidance hanggang sa effectivity. And then, for this session din po ng orientation, nag-allot tayo ng panahon upang ma-discuss yung kabuuan o yung lahat ng annexes, I believe ito yung isa sa mga pagkukulang namin, sa National Office, sa Central Office, during the first orientation. Napahapyawan lang natin pero hindi tayo nagbigay in full details about the forms that we are going to use. Okay. yung questions po later, no? Tawag dito. Sige po, we'll answer the questions later. Ayan. Okay, so let's start po with the procedure. So sa ating nomenclature po, homeroom guidance shall be reflected in the class program of every school and other school documents such as SF9, the Form 138, the report card, and SF10, Form 137, the permanent student record as homeroom guidance. However, its details, Learner's Assessment Tool, Annex 5, shall be attached to SF9 and SF10 whenever being issued to requesting party. So, dito, nilinaw na natin, sa una pa lamang, nung nakaraan kasing taon ng ating implementation, sinasabi lang natin na yung Learner's Assessment Tool ay required na i-insert lang sa card, no? So this time, let us establish na kasama na talaga siya sa ating SF9. Okay? Makikita na talaga siya doon sa SF9 at sa SF10. This is based on the recommendations din ng ginawa nating evaluation, no? And then, sino yung sinasabi ditong requesting party, no? So maaring ito ay teacher o yung advisor para sa susunod na level or yung parent mismo, no? Number 2, homeroom guidance shall not be viewed as a formal learning area like edukasyon sa pagpapakatao and the like. It shall be treated as a program that will help learners develop the competencies needed in the 3 domains. Hence, its delivery in class is quite informal but still follows the structured learning experience flow, no? So this is very crucial kasi ang treatment pa rin doon sa unang implementation natin is like a formal learning area, no? Where in fact, we stipulated in the first DM 155, series of 2020, na hindi talaga siya formal learning area. So hindi siya dapat hanapan. Okay. Sige po. Sige po, mamaya po yung ating mga queries, ano po, sasagutin po natin yan. So, since this is not a formal learning area, we cannot expect na may mga parts ng mga formal learning area, ibang-iba po talaga siya doon sa mga learning areas natin, doon sa 8 subjects, no? Kanina din, pinahapyawan na ni Sir Mark, ano yung structured learning experience. So, may mga guidance counselors tayo dito who happen to be our writers din, no? Nandito, parang nakita ko sila Ma'am Julien, sila Ma'am Lori, sila Ma'am Mariz. Yan po, those are the people na isa sila doon sa mga nag-design kung paano siya maging structured learning experience, no? However, ang naging challenge natin, kinonvert siya into an SLM. Kaya nga yung naunang na-develop na set ng modules, hindi namin siya nagamit kasi classroom-based yung kanyang, ginawa siya in accordance doon sa pangangailangan sa classroom o doon sa face-to-face. So yung structured learning experience, ni-redefine ulit siya at ginawa po siyang, tin-translate siya into a self-learning module. So, you know how difficult it is really to convert a learning material. That is why also, para din sa maintindihan ng lahat, yung ating most essential learning competencies, as also explained by Sir Mark earlier, yung most essential learning competencies, hindi pa po ito yung kabuuan. Ito po ay parte lamang at ito ay ginagamit natin habang ganito yung ating nararanasan during the pandemic. Definitely, if there will be changes, if there will be contextualizations, that is expected from our division supervisors, sa palagay namin. Kayo yung mas nakakaalam. We have the standards, yes, we have the most essential learning competencies, but if you see that there should be some changes in relation to the context para hindi magsawa yung bata or hindi magkaroon ng parang yung factor na ito ulit yung topic, baka pwede kayong tumulong din, Ino-open natin yan sa ating mga division supervisors. That is why all of you here, regional representatives, Kasi after this orientation, you are expected to deliver another set of orientation for your division personnel, including SDS, including your ESP division supervisors, your division guidance counselors. So we are also expecting na maipapahatid nyo yun sa kanila. This MELCs will not limit you to venture into creating or developing better materials as long as naka-align siya doon sa ating tinitingnan ng mga competencies. So clear po tayo doon. Mamaya po, balikan natin din yan. May I request po, paki-mute yung microphone? Yes. Ma'am Irish, please help me. Ayan po.
Yes, ma'am.
Paki-mute
Yes.
lang po yung mga, yes. Oo, paki-mute lang yung ibang microphone. Thank you. Okay, number 3. Next po, na slide. Okay, sa procedure tayo, Number 3, class advisors shall be assigned to implement the program with the technical assistance of the guidance counselor. So if the school does not have a guidance counselor, the school head may assign a guidance designate, but he or she should be provided with proper training specific to the implementation of homeroom guidance. So nakita natin dito, hindi lang orientation yung kailangan. Kung kulang tayo sa guidance counselor, which is really katotohanan yan sa buong mundo, hindi lang sa Pilipinas. Buong mundo, kulang talaga ng counseling professionals, mental health professionals, lalo yung need ngayon, So what are we going to do? Magsistay lang ba tayo doon sa kulang kasi sila? No. We are going to have the designation of our guidance personnel. However, limited lang din yung magagawa nila, but at least kaya nilang gawin yung ibang guidance services at kaya nilang i-implement yung homeroom guidance, which is an information service, 15% lang naman siya doon sa ating kabuuan ng guidance program. So we have to be clear on that. So other than this, with the advisor, with the guidance counselor, we can also have our guidance designates. So kung tatanungin nyo ilan, depende po yan sa population na isi-serve, Kung nakikita ninyo na marami yung kailangan i-serve, lalong-lalo na ngayon, kahit remotely, kailangan pa rin natin ng mga guidance designates, ng mga guidance counselors. Then, sa division level or sa regional level, you can initiate that. Paano yung mangyayari sa ating designation, And then number 4, the teaching load. The teaching homeroom guidance shall be equivalent to 1 teaching load on top of the teacher's advisory and subjects load. Palinaw naman yan, na nakastipulate yan dyan. Bakit? May iba kasing gugulin sa loob ng mismong homeroom guidance program. Hindi lang siya basta advisor ka, kaya mong gawin lahat, Ito ay isang program na kailangan mong i-implement. So there is a need for us to really have, a specific loading or for the specific teacher for the homeroom guidance, And then number 5, the class program, malinaw naman siya that homeroom guidance shall be scheduled once a week. Okay? At kasunod niyan, yung number 6, next slide please, Ma'am Irish. Ayan. Sa time allotment, ito yung sinunod natin sa ating number of minutes per session. Naka-design siya dyan. Like sa kindergarten, included siya sa blocks of time. And then sa grade 1 to grade 12, ang design po niya ay 60 minutes. Ma'am, paano po yun? Halimbawa, John, paano kaya ito? Kasi ang ating grades 1 to grades 6, 40 minutes lang siya. Okay. So, nangangahulugan na talagang may hati yung session or yung remaining part ng SLM. SLM po ang pinag-uusapan natin, hindi naman sila magse-session, yung remaining parts nun ay maaring gawin nila on their own, Kasi nga, self-learning modules naman siya. So basta yung design, more or less, sinasuggest niya na yung kabuuan ng isang module or isang SLM ay 60 minutes. So sinasabi din naman kung 120 minutes, that's good for 2 sessions, no? And then ito yung isa sa pinakabago, yung learning modality. Wala siya doon sa dati nating procedure, no? So the homeroom guidance shall be delivered in different learning modalities depending on the needs of the learner and the school's capability. So ibig sabihin, hindi natin ipipilit na mag-print ng SLM para maging lahat sila ay modular. Maaring gamitin yung ating soft copy ng SLM, ipasa yan kung saan sino yung nag-upload sa mga tablets ng mga bata para doon sa mga may tablets. And then, pwede din siya sa online learning, pwede din siyang offline learning, ipasa lang din yung soft copy. So, open po tayo dyan depending on the needs at yung kapasidad ng bata at ng kaaralan, no? So, yun po, maging malinaw po yan sa atin. And then the learning materials, ito yan, number 8, the homeroom guidance, self-learning modules will be issued by the Department of Education through the Bureau of Learning Resources. This will be posted in the DepEd Learning Resource Portal. So I am also requesting BLR kasi meron po tayong mga issues and concerns in relation sa ating learning materials. We also requested BLR to provide us the complete set, no? Ang target sana natin through your group, this specific group, no? Kasi kaya ako naging very particular din dun sa attendees natin for this morning's orientation. Because gusto ko rin makabuo ng team kung saan madaling mag-disseminate, no? This is true with our regional supervisors, yung ginawa ni Sir Mark na chat group, ayan, at meron din tayong Facebook page ng mga supervisors para mas madali lang. Kasi honestly, ako din po, may difficulty sa pag-access ng learning resources dun sa learning resource portal. So what more yung iba ring bata, no? What more yung ibang wala talagang capacity, 'di ba? So yun, yan po, gagawin ko pa lang po yung ating pinaka-group, no? Kaya po itong group na ito ay gusto ko talaga exclusive. Ito kasi yung talagang kumbaga parang ito yung nakikita kong makakapag-mobilize ng mas efficient na implementation ng homeroom guidance, no? Ito yung wala noon kasi naka-base lang tayo dun sa orientation, distribution ng memorandum, pero hindi ako nakapangamusta in the middle, no, nung program kung paano siya ini-implement. So at least, kung sakasakali na magkaroon ng lag ulit in relation sa learning materials, ang Region 4A po nakapag-contextualize. Meron sila sa Calabarzon. Meron din po tayong radio-based instruction sa Region 3. Marami pong mga best practices na pwede nating magamit or i-adapt, no, na dito sa national level para ma-distribute din natin sa ating mga kapatid sa iba't ibang regions, no? Ibig sabihin ko lang po, lahat ng regions, ang target natin ay makapag-implement ng mahinahon. Depende sa pangangailangan. So hindi na natin magiging problem na walang learning materials, wala naman kaming na-develop na video. Pag-usapan natin kasi baka yung Division of Pasig City, they can share dito kay Division of Quezon City or dito kay Region 1, diba? So yun lang yung ano natin, yun yung pwede nating gawin, no? And also yun nga, yung bilang ng mga self-learning modules. May nagpakita na rin sa akin nung compilation, ang galing. I think this is Calabarzon, through Ma'am Mariz, merong nag-download sa kanila nung lahat ng modules for quarter 1 and quarter 2. At nakita ko doon yung kumpletong latag. So I think yun, mga best practices yun na pwedeng i-share din sa ibang regions para hindi na kanya-kanya yung pagda-download. Kasi we are talking about one module lang naman, diba? Or if you want to share your supplementary materials, you can also share it with other regions. So yun yung purpose, bakit ko binuo itong team na ito. Kaya ito po ay, kumbaga parang for me, this is a special team na makakatulong talaga na makita yung kabuuan ko. Ayan. So, yun po, no? That's for our learning materials. Next po, number 9. Okay, so number 9, isa din po ito sa naging usapin during the evaluation, the medium of instruction. So the self-learning modules are written in English, but the regions may opt to translate the learning material in their mother tongue or any language convenient to the learners to ensure participation and interaction during the session and better understanding of the concepts, no? So, ilagyan na natin, we opened yung ating gabay sa magulang na maging Filipino. Much as we want to translate everything, since we started in English, kulang talaga kami sa time, no? But definitely, there are regions who were able to translate it in Filipino. Baka they would want to share or they may share kung paano nila yon ginawa or yung mismo material nila. Basta, ang magiging usapan lang natin dyan at lagi nating babalikan, yan ba ay faithful doon sa ating napag-usapan in relation sa most essential learning competencies? Okay? So, maari kasing magpabago-bago kayo ng activity, depende sa nakikita ninyong reality ng mga bata na nasasakop ninyo sa inyong division, no? Alam ko, pagdating sa Division of Manila, karamihan may tablets na. So, yung kanilang SLMs, pwede na doon ipasok. So, yung mga English na SLM, since wala nang magiging problem sa dissemination, baka pwede na rin mag-translate or makipag-coordinate with other regions for the translated SLM, no? And then number 10, collaboration with the family and community is also encouraged in order to create a venue for the learners in developing such life skills. So parents may refer to the gabay sa magulang found in the SLM in order to guide their children in accomplishing the activities. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na other than the SLM, the distribution, the retrieval, at yung pagtatago ng pagtatala ng learner's development, malaki yung gagawin ng homeroom guidance teacher. Why? Or ng advisor. Why? Kasi siya din yung nakikipag-collaborate with the family and community. Through them, kasi hindi magsasabi yung mga bata na ito yung life skills na kulang sa akin. Definitely, hindi naman ganun yung daloy ng buhay natin, ano? But ang ano lang dito, we can provide them with a certain avenue or an experience actually para kahit papano, nasa bahay man sila because wala namang face-to-face, meron silang napag-iisipan, meron silang nakikita na ibang kailangan gawin para sa sarili nila, no? Para sila ay hindi lamang nakafocus din sa kung ano yung hinihingi ng academics. Meron tayong mga activities. If you are going to look into the SLMs, may activity dyan na mag-uusap yung mga magulang. Ngayon, sinasabi nila, mahirap kasi hindi namin naiintindihan. So, anong pwede natin gawin doon? No? So, maaari nating ahead of time sabihan na kailangan yung parents, ito yung itatanong sa'yo. Tinry po natin gawin yan doon sa gabay sa magulang. Kaya, meron doon nakalagay ano yung mga ihahanda, ano yung mga itatanong ng bata sa inyo in relation doon sa pagtatapos o sa pagbuo ng module. No? And then number 11, about the orientation and capacity building. So the central office, through the Bureau of Curriculum Development, shall conduct orientation and capacity building to region and division supervisors in charge of guidance and counseling. No? So sa ngayon po, ang nakalagay pa lamang sa schedule natin ay iyong orientation. But we also look into some possible means para makapag-capacity building po tayo. Because we all know we are not all equipped with teaching this particular life skills, no? Pero, ito po yung itatry namin na after this orientation, we can possibly schedule another meeting kung kaya po ng mga schedule natin so that we can capacitate you also. Or, maari rin namang you can share with other regions kung ano yung mga capacity building na ginagawa din ninyo, no? Para collaborative din. Next slide. Ayan. So, ito po, alam po ito nila Ma'am Hiner, kung gaano kahirap at nakita natin during the evaluation na talagang may kailangan, halimbawa, ilabas ng maaga yung memo, mag-orient, and all. So, nag-skip lang tayo ng isang linggo, and then we tried our best to craft, no, itong complete na tawag dito, nali po nagkaano lang. Sige po, pag-usapan po natin yan. So sa procedure po, ulit, no, in relation sa orientation, we have the activities. Nakita po ninyo yan. Our activity includes the national level orientation on the implementation. Ito po yun. So, sino yung audience natin? Ilagay ko na dyan, regional supervisors in charge of homeroom guidance. So, yung mga division level supervisors and guidance counselors na naririto, kayo po ay in-endorse ng inyong regional supervisors. And then, come September 8, actually September 8 onward naman ito, let's just try to really squeeze in the schedule, no? September 8 is your regional orientation. So kayo po yun. Kayo po yung mag-regional orientation on the implementation of homeroom guidance program. Sino po ang participants ninyo dapat? Division supervisors and division guidance designates, guidance counselors, SDS, ASDS, and PSDS, and also yung school heads. Okay? So dito po, tinatry natin na maiayos na yung ating mga SDS, ASDS, PSDS, and school heads ay involved din. Why? Kasi kailangan sila sa pag-implement ng program. No? So I'm talking about the orientation pa lang. Wala pa po yung capacity building. So kayo po yung bahala dyan kung ano yung gagamitin ninyo via Google Meet or Microsoft Teams. And then September 10, that's the division orientation on the implementation of homeroom guidance program for school year 2021-2022. So sino yung audience? Your guidance counselors, guidance designates, teachers or class advisors, and then depending din po ang platform sa division's preference, no? And then September 13 to 17, talagang pinasok po natin siya na by the opening of school year, nag-orient po ang lahat ng guidance counselors and guidance designates, even the teachers. First thing ng school year, we will insert the school orientation on the implementation of homeroom guidance program for school year 2021-2022. That's for parents and learners. So depending din po yan sa school's preferred platform, no? So dito po, dun sa schedule ng September 8, 10, at September 13, napakaliit lang ng flexibility. Hindi ko alam kung paano, pero ang magiging promise lang naman namin, nakaantabay lang kami, and lahat naman ng presentations na kakailanganin, we will provide. Ang magiging concern lang natin, kagaya kanina, yung binigay ni Sir Mark, that's a really, kumbaga parang overview. Doon sa evaluation, may lumabas na sabi, nag-orient yung regional level. Pagdating sa division, hindi lahat ng division nag-orient. So how are we going to do that? Doon papasok ngayon yung evaluation or yung monitoring and evaluation. And ito kasi, even the recording of this orientation ay kasama doon sa ibibigay sa inyo para makatulong din doon sa pagkakascade. Pero maganda rin na kayo yung mismo mag-deliver nitong mga PowerPoint na ito base sa inyong context. Kasi baka mamaya, sinasabi namin ito, tapos yun pala, may special na nangyayari o may mga critical incidents na nangyayari. Even if we design it ng September 8, what if hindi talaga allowed because of a certain bagyo or may mga concerns tayo sa mismong community? Then the regional supervisors, kayo po yun, you can make a decision on this. As long as hindi naman tayo masyadong tatagal at aabutin ng middle of the school year bago mag-implement. Remember, wala na po tayong problem doon sa modules ng first and second quarter. Lahat po yun uploaded na. So dito po, between today until the next weeks, no, before September 13 po, next week, marami na po tayong pwedeng ipagawa, no, na preparation in relation dito sa ating homeroom guidance. Actually, marami rin akong teachers or maraming guidance counselors din na nagtatanong. And we also need to consult you on this kasi silent yung DM about yung sa work, ano ba yun, Ma'am Irish? Yung sa ginagawa nila na parang work plan, the school work plan, parang ganyan. Ma'am Irish, how do you call that po sa field?
Yung SIP po, ma'am. School
Not
Implementation
SIP.
Plan.
Hindi yung SIP. Yung isa, yung ginagawa ng mga teachers regularly.
Learning Plan.
Yeah, I think that's the weekly home learning plan. Thank you po, Ma'am Burns. Opo. Tinatanong nila, kailangan bang gumawa pa nung weekly home learning plan? Mamaya, try natin mag-usap tungkol doon sa weekly home learning plan. Kasi, as far as we're concerned, as a program, parang sa palagay namin, hindi na kailangan. Pero based doon sa nire-require, iba-iba din, may mga schools nire-require sila ng school head na gumawa rin ng weekly home learning plan in relation sa homeroom guidance. So, i-cure natin yon. Magkaisa tayo mamaya. If we are going to require it, then we require it sa kabuuan, no? But kung sasabihin na yung ibang regions gagawin, yung ibang regions hindi, then mag-usap tayo kung magbotohan siguro tayo kung gagawin pa natin, no? Okay, thank you po sa inyong ayan. Medyo matagal na po rin ako kasi wala sa field kaya hindi ko po siya alam. Pero yun po, the weekly home learning plan, pag-isipan natin kung kakailanganin po. Next, Ma'am Irish. Ayan po. Ayan. So number 12, Learners Development Assessment Tool. No? Sa homeroom guidance assessment results shall be distributed and discussed by the class advisor during the parent-teacher conference. This shall be issued as an attachment to the learner's report card. No? So mamaya, i-discuss ni Ma'am Mel, ni Dr. Melinda Andres, yung details ng Learner's Development Assessment Tool para lahat po tayo ay may pantay-pantay na pagkakaalam tungkol doon sa ating Learner's Development Assessment Tool. And then, very important lang, yung purpose niya ay ma-i-discuss sa mga magulang. Kasi yun lang yung feedbacking, no? Kapag regular na may face-to-face, they can always go to the guidance counselor and schedule, kumbaga parang a conference with her para itanong, kumusta yung anak ko? Or pwede siyang magtanong sa class advisor, kumusta yung anak ko sa klase mo? Bukod sa sasabihin ng class advisor kung ano yung performance niya academically, maganda rin na mapag-usapan kung ano yung mga life skills na nakikita din or na-observe ng class advisor or ng homeroom teacher in relation dito sa ating homeroom guidance, no? Yung mga life skills na nandun, huwag kayong mag-alala, hindi pa naman siya malalayo doon sa mga required per grade level or per age, no? Age appropriate yung mga life skills doon. So, isa po yan sa pag-uusapan sana during the parent-teacher conference. I know it will be very tasking, pero maganda rin na through that, may ibang aspect ng bata na napag-uusapan during PTC. And then, number 13, DepEd schools shall include all expenses relative to homeroom guidance in their annual implementation plan and school improvement plan. So ito ay bahagi rin ng pag-uusap doon sa evaluation na naganap. Nilinaw doon kung saan dapat o kung saan yung malinaw na pagkukuhanan. Pero sabi ko nga, hindi naman tayo lahat na yung ating modules ay maaring i-distribute as a soft copy, no? Yung iba po na schools, kino-convert siya into a PowerPoint presentation. That's okay. We welcome that. And then 14, we have to take note that non-implementation or improper implementation of homeroom guidance should be subject to existing applicable administrative actions, no? So ibig sabihin, doon sa non-implementation, doon sa unang taon, we understand na maaring may mga gaps na hindi talaga na-close, kaya hindi nakapag-implement. Pero, meron ding mga improper implementation, no? So, we have, tinanong kami dito ni Yusek, no, in relation dito sa improper implementation. So, sabi nga namin, doon sa improper implementation, siguro ang naging problem kasi hindi talaga oriented. Yung talagang puspusan na orientation yung naganap. Baka ipinasa lang yung PowerPoint or baka iba rin kasi yung mismong kayo yung magsasabi sa kanila kasi kayo yung authority over them. Alam din nila na kapag pinapanood lang yung mga video, kahit ilang video po yung isend namin, hindi din ninyo ma-check sa kanila kung talaga bang naintindihan nila yung homeroom guidance. And sadly, during the evaluation, marami pong lumabas na gano'n na minsan yung personal biases ipinasa na doon kasi yun yung belief niya na dapat gawin. Pero hindi niya napansin na may guidelines na dapat sundin. So gano'n naman po tayo, di po ba, sa Department of Education. So we need to really look into the guidelines, the details of the guidelines. Kasi hindi naman po siya ilalagay dyan ng wala lang, ng dahil gusto lang, or dahil nakikita na yun yung cute o yun yung maganda, no? Kaya nga nakita rin namin yung need, we need to really evaluate. At kayo rin, doon sa inyong ginawa na mga reports, yung regional reports, makikita din doon kung paano ninyo kinascade. Meron doon, example lang, sabi doon sa report, 100% nag-orientation. Nung chinek ko doon sa division at saka sa guidance counselor, pagdating sa guidance counselor, nalaman lang niya yung tungkol sa homeroom guidance. Dahil doon sa mga fellow counselors lang, wala talagang nag-hold ng orientation doon sa specific division. So, yung mga ganun, no? Kaya ngayon, nagiging very crucial yung orientation. Ang maganda sana, ma-cascade ninyo mismo kayo para kayo din yung authority on that. Alam niyo kung paano din sisingilin. Kasi kapag hindi naman kayo talaga nag-orient, tapos sasabihin niyo, bakit ganito yung implementation nyo? Ibabalik lang din yan sa akin, no? Kaya nga, kami din sa central office, hindi din namin yan ibinalik sa inyo. What we did was to really gather your recommendations instead of putting blame. Bakit ganun yung nangyari during the first implementation or the first year of implementation? So you see, ganun po yung magiging dynamics natin starting today in relation sa homeroom guidance. Kaya we really need to be, close contact tayo dito sa mga itong mga tao na nandito din sa loob ng meeting na ito or sa loob ng orientation na ito. Tayo po yung magtutulungan, no? Hindi pwedeng, ito na yung ginawa ko sa region ko, hindi ko na to ma-change. No. You really need to look into the guidelines. Hindi ka lilihis or hindi tayo lilihis doon sa guidelines kasi bago po ito aprubahan, ang dami po nitong pinagdadaanan. Hindi lang po siya from BCD to this office, dumaan po ito sa iba't ibang opisina. So we really need to consider or rethink kung meron po tayong mga improper implementations or worse, non-implementation in our respective division. Okay? Next po. Okay, now, with the roles and responsibilities of DepEd offices, we started with the school, no? Sa school, sino yung involved, no? First, we have our school head who supervises and monitors the implementation of homeroom guidance and ensures that proper intervention for each learner will be provided. Specifically, the school head shall ensure the following: planning for the annual homeroom guidance implementation and monitoring, preparing of timelines or calendar of activities, monitoring plan for the entire duration of the program, and inclusion of homeroom guidance in school forms, SF9 and SF10. Allocating budget for homeroom guidance that is included in the school improvement plan and annual implementation plan, and adhering to the stipulated loading of teachers and class programming for school year 2021-2022. No? Next. Providing, school head pa rin po ito, providing the necessary equipment, no? Computer, printer, photocopier, risograph, and supplies. Strengthening partnership with stakeholders. So dito, sa stakeholders natin, we involve our parents, our partners, no? Outside school. Yan. Orienting the teachers, parents, learners, and other stakeholders. Creating mechanisms that would ensure efficient distribution and retrieval of homeroom guidance modules and outputs. Preparing and conducting of homeroom guidance class observation, Annex 1, and submitting the homeroom guidance school implementation report. So yun pong Annex 2 natin ay bago din dito sa ating DM na ito. And malaki yung role ng school head. Kaya kailangan mai-orient din sila ng division supervisors, no? Or ng division supervisors in relation sa implementation ng homeroom guidance. The next slide. Next, number 2. The guidance counselor or guidance designate serves as the program manager and ensures the correct content and pedagogy of homeroom guidance in school. Specifically, the guidance counselor or guidance designate shall ensure the following. A, assist the school head in the planning for the annual homeroom guidance implementation and monitoring. Prepare the annual budget proposal on homeroom guidance implementation. Conduct the orientation of teachers, parents, learners, and other stakeholders. Coordinate with the class advisors on the implementation of homeroom guidance. And provide technical assistance to class advisors and other guidance services or interventions to learners without violating the provisions stipulated in the RA 9258 or the Guidance and Counseling Act of 2004. So malinaw po ang role ng ating guidance counselor or guidance designate. Next po. The class advisor, yan, serves as homeroom guidance implementer in the class. Specifically, the class advisor shall ensure the following. A, distribution, facilitation, and retrieval of homeroom guidance SLMs and outputs in different learning modalities. B, evaluation and discussion of learners' development assessment results to the learners and parents quarterly. And then C, accomplishment of SF9 and SF10 in accordance to the learner's development assessment results. D, referral of learner to the guidance counselor only if counseling is intervention or other guidance services are needed. And E, collaboration with co-teachers and parents in developing the competencies of the learners at home. No? So that's the role of the class advisor. Ayan. Next slide, please. Now, in the schools division office. So dito, pinag-partner, no? Kanina may nakita akong question. Siguro masasagot ito nito. Nung question na yon, masasagot nito. Curriculum Implementation Division, CID, through the ESP Supervisor in coordination with School Governance and Operations Division, SGOD, through its designated guidance and counseling focal person, serves as the division program manager of the homeroom guidance and coordinates with the guidance counselor or guidance designate of schools. Specifically, schools division program managers shall ensure the following. Letter A, for the Curriculum Implementation Division or the ESP Supervisor. Dahil po kayo yung nasa curriculum, you are in charge of localizing and indigenizing the content and pedagogy. So ano yung sinasabi natin dyan? Translation of SLMs to mother tongue kung kailangan, creation of instructional videos kung kailangan, radio-based instruction, and other blended learning materials. 8.2, conduct orientation to the school program managers. So school head, guidance counselors or designates, and class advisors on homeroom guidance curriculum and guidelines. 8.3, conduct monitoring of homeroom guidance, checking of schools class program, teachers loading, schools monitoring plan, schools implementation or observation. And then 8.4, consolidate and submit the annual division accomplishment report on homeroom guidance implementation. Then next slide. Ano yung part ng SGOD? No? The School Governance and Operations Division. So Division Guidance Counselor or designate, preferably a registered guidance counselor. Siya yung sana nandoon. Ngayon, may tanong kanina, wala namang plantilla. Yes, we are aware of that. Walang plantilla position ang guidance counselor o ang designate, no? Kaya nga, through this, we can actually designate people who can help us pagdating sa governance and operations, pagdating sa guidance program. Kasi hindi lang naman siya trabaho. Halimbawa, nung binigay sa amin yung career guidance through a DM, then from USEC Alin, binigay niya sa curriculum and instruction. Sabi niya, nasa CI na, malinaw, yung career guidance program. Pero hindi naman maiiwasan, nakakailanganin ng tulong ng curriculum sa governance, no? Kaya nga dito sa governance, kung maaari, no, we can have a technical, a person, we can designate a guidance counselor or a designate to provide technical assistance in the conduct of homeroom guidance program. So in your case, maaring may mga PDO4 tayo na nasa School Governance and Operations Division who can also function, no, as a designate in relation dito sa homeroom guidance program as well as in the other guidance programs or guidance services that we have, no? As long as meron din sanang participation kasi hindi talaga mapaghihiwalay ito. Ang idea nung paghihiwalay is not really to sa'yo na yung program na yan, kailangan meron talagang tulungan na mangyayari, no? So ano yung part ng SGOD dito? When you need to provide technical assistance if needed dun sa conduct ng homeroom guidance program. Kung ano man yung technical assistance na yan, marami po yan. Hindi lamang naman po siya related sa guidance and counseling na trabaho. Maaring iba pa, no? Beyond that, no? So yun po yung sana hihingin sa SGOD. And then conduct capacity building to school guidance counselors or designates and class advisors in coordination with the Division ESP Supervisor. So mag-uusap po yan. Mag-uusap si Division ESP Supervisor, pati yung nasa SGOD, kung sino man yung magiging in charge. Tapos, hindi naman yung SGOD na in charge, yung mismong magtotok. Baka pwedeng ang i-provide is yung provision para magkaroon ng resource speaker, magkaroon yung mga ganun po na technicalities na maaring maibigay din ng ating mga kasama sa SGOD in relation doon sa homeroom guidance program, no? Kasi it will be very difficult for the Division ESP Supervisor kung siya lamang yung magtatrabaho in relation dito sa homeroom guidance. Kasi mabigat din yung demand noong programa, no? And we are aware of that. Kaya nga, nilodge din natin siya na meron din counterpart sa SGOD. Hindi man kayo yung direct, pero you can look for people, you can look for organizations na pwedeng tumulong para doon sa implementation ng homeroom guidance, no? Doon po tayo pumapasok sa technical assistance. Ayan. And then sa regional office po, we have the Curriculum and Learning Management Division, the ESP Supervisor in coordination with Education Support Services Division or the ESSD. Through its designated guidance and counseling focal person, serves as the program manager in the region, no? So ano yung ginagawa ng ating mga ESP supervisors or expected na gagawin ng regional supervisors, no? 8.1, conduct orientation of division program managers. So SDS, ASDS, division ESP supervisors, division guidance counselor or designate, PSDS, and school head. And then 8.2, monitor the conduct of homeroom guidance. And then 8.3, consolidate and submit the regional accomplishment report on HG implementation. So kayo po yung in charge doon sa pag-accomplish ng report. Yung ibang data para ma-accomplish yung report ninyo ay maaari ninyong hingin din sa inyong counterpart sa ESSD. Next slide, please. So ano yung role ng ESSD, no? Education Support Services Division. Okay, so ano yan? Provide technical assistance in the conduct of homeroom guidance and conduct capacity building to division program managers in coordination with regional ESP supervisor. Very quick lang kasi nakita ko yung question ni Sir in relation doon sa may tatlong malalaking program na hawak. Can you not lodge this, the homeroom guidance? Baka pwedeng mabigyan din ng technical assistance kahit yung pag-provide lang halimbawa ng mga resource speakers or in referring other learners dun sa ibang mga mental health practitioners if there's a need, no? Not necessarily, or baka may mga experts kayo na ma-invite, no? Ayan. So baka may mga experts kayo na mai-recommend in relation dito sa ating homeroom guidance. Yun yung range ng technical assistance na hinihingi natin from ESSD. Kasi halimbawa, sabihin natin about the youth formation. Ang youth formation ba walang aspect ng mental health? 'Di ba? 'Di ba meron din? Kasi pag youth formation, hindi lang naman siya puro leadership. Meron din siyang aspect ng mental health, meron din siyang aspect kung paano sila alalayan sa kanilang academic concerns, di po ba? So baka pwede na ninyong tingnan din na ano ba yung, pwede kayong mag-usap ng ESP regional supervisor na ano kaya yung pwede naming maibigay or maiprovide sa inyo na support. Kasi pagka tinignan naman natin sa kabuuan, ang laki din naman talaga ng sakop ng education support services and guidance and counseling itself. Yung support doon, malaki din yung hinihingi. Though wala sa inyo talaga yung mismong program ng guidance and counseling, pero nagmamatter siya sa mismo kabuuan ng education, no? So we need to really think of ways, no? Not necessarily to limit kung ano lang yung kaya, pero tingnan natin yung ways kung paano makakapag-harmonize ng ating mga tinatrabaho. Kasi hindi pwedeng kanya-kanya lang tayong sagwan dito, no? We are one in the Department of Education at kailangan maging aware din tayo dun sa kung ano yung maaari nating tawag dito, kung ano yung maaari nating gawin. Okay? Nasa ano po yan, nasa palagay ko sa pag-uusap din, no? Kaya nga kailangan ma-orient talaga yung mga persons involved. And then sa central office po, the Bureau of Curriculum Development serves as the program manager in the central office. So the focal person ensures the correct curriculum articulation and consolidates annual report on the conduct of homeroom guidance. And then the Bureau of Learning Delivery ensures that appropriate pedagogical approaches are employed on how to deliver the curriculum content. So ginagawa yan ng BLD indirectly, no? Maaring yung natutuhan natin sa pagbuo ng SLMs o sa pagbuo ng mga radio-based instructions na i-apply din ninyo sa homeroom guidance. That's the part of the Bureau of Learning Delivery. Hindi man siya specific lang sa homeroom guidance. And then the Bureau of Learning Resources ensures the availability of learning resources to the field units, no? Yeah, I think meron naman tayong mga pinausap na din sa BLR who would really look into the concerns ng ating learning materials. Ayan. Sige po. Pag-usapan po natin yan later, yung mga questions. Ayan, thank you po. Nakikita ko na po, marami na po tayong mga kailangang sagutin. Okay, next po. 6 is assessment of learners' development and monitoring of the program. No, so though the intent of homeroom guidance is to help learners develop competencies that will aid them in facing different issues and tasks, it is important to still track their level of development. So homeroom guidance implementers must always keep in mind that the program shall capacitate learners towards success. Hence, compared to the formal learning areas that are being measured following the DO number 8 series of 2015, homeroom guidance shall utilize learners development assessment tool. So that is our Annex 3. And then guided by the verbal descriptions below. Ayan. So sa verbal descriptions po, meron tayong bagong inilagay, yung NO or no chance to observe. Anong ibig sabihin nito? The learner did not submit outputs or has not shown any of the target competency in a particular quarter. Okay? So ito ay case-to-case basis din naman. Malaman din natin bakit, no? And then NI needs improvement. The learner accomplished and submitted 30% of the output in a particular quarter or has not acquired the target competencies. So doon sa 30%, ang binibilang lang naman natin dito para hindi din tayo lahat mahirapan ay yung number of modules. Halimbawa, kung may 10 na module, halimbawa lang naman, may 10 SLM, at 30% lang yung na-submit niya doon sa buong duration, doon sa isang complete set, 30% lang, 3 lang out of 10. So, ano yung ibig sabihin nun? Needs improvement. At mamaya makikita ninyo, ano yung ibig sabihin ng needs improvement? Ano yung kailangan ng bata? And then developing, that's D. The learner accomplished and submitted 60% of the output in a particular quarter or has acquired some of the target competency. Sufficiently developed naman is D. The learner accomplished and submitted 90% of the output in a particular quarter or has acquired the target competency. And then, developed and commendable, the learner accomplished and submitted 100% of the output in a particular quarter and has acquired the target competency and showed commendable application in real-life situations. Paano nagigauge yun kung nakita o na-hit yung target na competency? Through their outputs. Yun lang po. Kaya nga ang pag-uusapan lang natin, since this is an SLM, malaking bagay talaga yung distribution and retrieval. And also, yung pagtingin.
Tagpaatin na sa ko ng region.
Yeah, sino po yun nagsasalita? Ayan. Paki-mute lang po. Ayan, thank you po. So, through their advisors. Kaya nga hindi madali na mag-homeroom guidance teacher, no? Kailangan equipped sila nitong mga bagay na ito. Meron silang certain focus. Okay? Hindi po siya add-on lang. Malinaw po yan sa ating DM. Hindi po siya add-on lang or other task. We really need to give this as a one teaching load kasi iba din yung demand na kakailanganin. And yun din kasi yung demand ng times, no? For our, para dito sa mga learners natin. Ito yung kanilang kailangan sa ngayon, no? Dahil wala namang face-to-face, they cannot really communicate to their guidance counselors or guidance designates who will be the person na maari nilang hinga ng tulong or kung sino yung taong pwedeng magbigay sa kanila ng assistance na kakailanganin nila. Diba? So, yun. Next po. So, learners' development shall be assessed through their portfolio and performance task. Yung definition po ng portfolio and performance task ay makikita natin doon sa beginning or doon sa unahang part ng ating homeroom guidance policy, no? Or homeroom guidance guidelines. Conduct of homeroom guidance is mandatory, but this is not part of the academic rating. So grades are just descriptive. So ibig sabihin, yung needs improvement natin, needs improvement description shall not be treated as failed, but shall indicate the need for intervention from school and home. In the event that the learner remains at the needs improvement at the end of each quarter, the advisor, guidance counselor, and parents need to work together to provide intervention. Disciplinary cases of learners must not affect their HG grades, no? Lalo ngayon, mahirap yan mag-gauge, no? Hindi naman talaga tayo nakakakita ng paano mag-discipline ng bata sa bahay, nung nasa bahay sila. So doon, ang hinihingi, kapag may makita na tayo na hindi gumagawa, hindi nagsasubmit, or kung nagsasubmit man pero hindi naman kompleto, needs improvement. So there is something na kailangan i-address sa kanya, no? It's more than the completion of the homeroom guidance modules. It speaks something about dun sa kanyang pangangailangan. It's actually a cry for help. You need to recognize that, no? Sa sinasubmit, the school observation tool. Ngayon, nilagyan na rin po natin siya ng homeroom guidance school implementation tool. At yun po yung lalabas as a report ng school level para maging madali po yung pag-consolidate ng division supervisors. And then next po, schools division level. The edukasyon sa pagpapakatao supervisor under the curriculum implementation division in coordination with the guidance counselor or designate in the division office leads the monitoring using the homeroom guidance division monitoring and evaluation tool Annex 3. Division monitoring results shall be submitted to the regional ESP supervisor. And then, regional level, ESP supervisor under the CLMD in coordination with the ESSD focal person for guidance and counseling leads the monitoring in the regional level. So focusing on the entire implementation of the homeroom guidance, they shall submit the homeroom guidance regional monitoring and evaluation tool, that's Annex 4, to the Bureau of Curriculum Development on or before July 12, 2022. So for this implementation, we don't, alam namin na napakarami na din pong reports. So hindi na po natin gagawin yung quarterly report. Pero, ang kailangan po natin ay may malinaw tayong direction on our monitoring and evaluation. So sa madaling sabi po, we will have the annual reports, ayan, kasi para tapos din sa school level, sa division level, sa regional level. Ang target po natin, yung annual reports na manggagaling or isasubmit sa regional level, from the regional level, ay by July 12, 2022. So tayo na lang yung magtitingin ano yung pinaka-feasible na date para ibigay na deadline doon sa school level, sa division level para makasubmit sila by July 12, 2022. Of course, kahit nakastipulate po ito dito, yung dates, may certain flexibility pa rin naman yan on a case-to-case basis, no? Tignan natin kasi we don't really know what will happen sa bukas nga, hindi natin alam or mamaya. Ito lang po yung target natin. At least we have the target, no? And then, next slide please. Sa national level naman po, the Bureau of Curriculum Development leads the overall monitoring and evaluation of homeroom guidance. So the Bureau representative shall consolidate the homeroom guidance regional monitoring and evaluation reports and coordinate the results to other bureaus of the central office that which may serve as reference for future enhancements of the program and related policies. Ayan po. Next. Effectivity. This shall take effect in school year 2021, 2022, and succeeding years immediately upon publication in the DepEd website. Okay, so I think that's it, no? Yan po yung part ko for this morning. Ma'am Irish. Ayan. Okay, so later po, I think may mga questions na tayo dito sa chat box. We'll allot siguro 15 to 20 minutes para ma-answer po natin no, yung ating mga questions. I will now turn you over to Ma'am Irish para ipakilala po yung ating next na speaker for this morning. Thank you very much po and have a great day.
Thank you, Miss Jonna. Now, let's all give her a warm virtual round of applause for that well-explained procedures about the homeroom guidance. So, as being said by Miss Jonna, our questions will be answered after the next discussion. We will have a
Ma'am Iris.
Good morning, Miss Mel.
Okay.
Medyo napuputol po kayo sa akin po.
Wait lang po ha. Ayusin natin. Ayan. Eh? Hello?
Good morning, Miss Mel.
Po? Okay na po ba yung aking audio?
Yes, Miss Mel.
Tama po. No? So, thank you so much, ma'am. I stable na, no? At nagiging choppy na. Since the is all about the forms and annexes. Okay. So sabi nga kanina ni ma'am, be ensured if there is a systematic and adequate affords. Okay, so we have annexes 1 to 5. Okay, homeroom guidance class observation tool. Na rin and monitors the implementation of home guidance and intervention for each learn provided. Specifically, to, no? Preparation ng room guidance class observation. Which is the okay, next po. Tingnan natin kung ano po yung laman. Okay, so this is the picture. No? One, the homeroom guidance class observation tool. Now, let's get into part. No? Next po. Yan. Okay, observation. Okay, meron po tayo diyang title. Of course, ilalagay po natin lagi yung grade, no? Quarter ito. At ang school year din po, no? Siyempre, sino yung advisor at yung kanyang rating after natin ma-compute. So, may date po ito, my time, grade level section. So, in short, we have to fill this out, no? Ibig sabihin, complete po natin, ano? To the observer in po mga kulit, no? Check the box, no chance, okay, napuputol pa rin po ba ako? Okay, ayan. Okay na po ba? Ayan. So, again, Annex 1, Home Guidance Class Observation Tool. No, we have the first part. No, the observer check the box to indicate your assessment. No, guided by the scale below. So si school head po, no, ating principal, siya po ang mag-check nito. Ma'am Iris, okay na po ba yung aking audio? Hello, Ma'am Iris?
Yes, ma'am. Medyo
Okay.
garal-gal
Okay.
lang po ng konti, pero naiintindihan naman po.
Okay. Okay. So, ayan. 0, no chance to observe. 1, not observe. 2, observe but insufficient. And 3, sufficient. Yan po yung ating lead. Next slide, please. Annex 1 pa rin po. Okay. So since this is a homeroom guidance class, si teacher po ito, no? So titingnan natin, no? So number 1, the teacher makes sure that the learning modality is conducive for learning and activities. Okay, so ito po yun. So, kung ano yung learning modality No? Man po ang learning modality ng ating mag-aaral ay ilalagay po natin or tingnan natin kung ito po ba ay conducive talaga kasi dito po minsan nagkakaroon tayo ng problema. No? Minsan hindi kinakaya ng mga online, no? Katulad sa Inton, okay? No? At kung ito ay modular, paano naman siya nagsasubmit? No? Number 2, effectively learning situation to meet the objectives of the class presentation. So si teacher ba ay very resourceful? Ibig sabihin natin ay na three uses instructional methods, no? That encourage putol-putol pa rin, napuputol seems. Okay. So nababasa ko naman po. Okay. And implements also the module accordance to the guidelines. So given tool natin ito that relevant situation or learners, no? So does it respond learner question and comments, no? Okay, nagiging calm na ako. Provides time thought prior or to group discussion. Okay, gaya po ng sinabi natin, may allotted time, no? Para po sa ating SLM, no? Hindi po natin ito ipapatapos ng isahan lamang. So we consider the time allotted for the SLM. So nagpe-prepare din ba si ng efficiently ng material for the activity kasi sabi nga natin contextualization is very important din, no? At quickly restore their activity and provide learners adequate time to reflect. Napakahalaga po nun, no? Na nakakapag-reflect ba yung at mga learners using the activity, no? Included sa Annex 1, the homeroom guidance class observation tool. Next slide, please. Okay. Attend to the learner concern in different modalities, no? Ibig sabihin, kung ito po ay updated ba si ma'am tungkol sa sitwasyon ng ating mga kabataan, especially in this, meron ng mga lockdown sa different barangay at titingnan po natin yung mga ganong bagay. Individual attention when appropriate, no? For example, kung hindi nagsasubmit yung bata, katulad ng binanggit ni Ma'am John, kung for sure, mayroon yung rason, no? Okay? Provides minimal yet sufficient information, no? To successfully complete their task. Next, provide minimal yet provide reflection, encouragement, individual press. Learners to appropriate tools, no? Methods and ways of knowing to exactly or solve the problem. 7 are suited for, okay, how can there be carried out using SLM? Okay, mamaya po, i-discuss po natin yan. So item 18, nasagot na naman siguro ito ng ating module. Okay, yes, related to learners' daily life experience. Encourage the learners to apply their realization on the lessons. Kaya nga po may insights yan. Then 20, no? Maintain safe learning. Yung ng ating kabataan, especially no during pandemic, no, lalo na itong crisis na ito. Okay? So, that is Annex 1, homeroom guidance class. Aside from, meron pa pong kasunod ito. Next po, ayan. No? So, meron po itong computation ng rating. Yan yung score na nakuha po ni teacher, no? To the number of items with 1 to 4 score by 4. So, ang kayang ang percentage, no? So, okay? Yes. A 92 to 100, 9 to 91, average 69, an average, and 24 and 45 below average, and 20 is improvement. So, meron po tayong commendation, no? At meron ding recommendation na lalagay. So, this evaluation was shown and discussed to me. Siyempre po, ni advisor, ni teacher yan, signature over printed name and the date. Huwag po natin kakalimutan. Okay, that's Annex 1 na ang, siyempre, ang involved po rito ang ating principal at ang ating classroom advisor. Okay, next, Annex 2, the homeroom, yes, full implementation tool o level pa rin po ito. Head supervises the proper intervention for each learner, especially school implementation tool. Ito po ay
Miss Mel?
yes po.
Can you fix your audio? Kasi ano talaga, robotic ang dating sa akin. I do not know the others.
Okay.
I cannot
Yes,
understand
sir.
your words. Sayang yung sinasabi kung ano. Kung hindi naiintindihan. Thank you.
Ayan. Okay, yes sir. Ayan. May apology po, ano? At nag-a-unstick.
You sound better now. Okay,
thank you so
ensure
much.
na naiintindihan ka. Thank you.
Okay, yes po. Medyo nagcha-choppy-choppy lang po ang aking boses kasi yung ating internet connection ay still unstable. So, let's continue. The Annex 2, which is the homeroom guidance, is full implementation tool. So, ito po, gaya ng binanggit, pwera po dun sa nakaraan nating DM na 155, ito po yung bago ngayon, no, yung Annex 2, which is the homeroom guidance school implementation tool. Nasa school level. Okay, next slide please. Para makita natin yung kabuuan ng homeroom guidance school implementation tool. Ito po ang picture na, no, kung tingnan po natin siya. Okay, ngayon ay himay-himayin natin. Let's take it into part. Tingnan natin, the first part. Yes, Ma'am Iris, next po. Next slide, please. Ayan. Okay. So, this is the first part of the Annex 2, no? So, version and region and date of reporting. Kailangan po natin kumpitu. And then, the total number of classes for the school year 2020 implemented homeroom guidance program. So, kailangan po. And, classes po ang pinag-uusapan dito. Ang maglalagay ng mga data. No? To your answer in each item using the legend below. No? Evident but adequate pagka 50 to 90. No? And naman kapag ka alin po ang di maintindihan? Still po ba yung audio?
Yes po, ma'am.
Miss Mel, irating pa yung audio mo.
Choppy po, ma'am.
Pa rin po. Wait lang po ha. I'll just get another one para ma-solve. Hello? Okay po. Hindi pa rin maintindihan.
You sound better now, Miss Mel.
That sounds clear.
Pa rin po. No sound, no audio.
Clear ka
Okay.
na, Miss Mel. Clear ka na.
Okay na po. Yan. Thank you, Ma'am Rowena. Okay, no? Our audio. May audio system. Okay? So again, homeroom implementation tool. Sinasabi natin dito, indicate student. So, put data regarding the total number of classes for year 2021, number of classes that implemented the homeroom guidance program. Okay? And then direction here is check in each item using the legend below. Every total number of classes complied. For example, 20 classes and 100% or meron lang isa, no? So that will be the then evident but inadequate 50% to 90%. Okay? Connection are very unstable, no? So, dito sa ating screen, yung pinakang annex. Opo, nakakalungkot naman, totoo po yan, no? The ways for here, ayan. So, not applicable if the area is not applicable or it is not possible to comply. Okay. Next slide. After, yan, parang merong yung from that, Ma'am Iris, before that. Ayan, okay. So, yan, no? The Roman numeral number 1, pakisunod na lang po yung ating annex. Documentation and compliance, no? HG, class schedule and learners output portfolio. So, then, not applicable. Punta po tayo sa and the part 2 is the delivery process. Again, program, class program. So, kinakailangan po natin tingnan yung class program. Acquainted with the competencies. Opo. Opo, sige po. To resolve po ito, no? Just
Hello? Maybe while waiting for Miss Mel to start her Wi-Fi, we can entertain some questions or clarifications. I understand there are some questions posted in the chat box. uh, let me just answer it, no, para lang yung halimbawa many of the questions, for instance, item number 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12 are suited for face-to-face classes. How can this be carried out using SLMs? If you think that this can be rated as no chance to observe, then please do so. Okay? Kaya po may option tayo dyan ng no chance to observe or not applicable. Alright? Maybe there are some questions pa that we can still answer. Ang bottom line lang po, kaya po tayo naglalabas ng national memos for all the regions to follow. Kung may mga clarifications, for instance, we do recognize the different peculiarity of your setting dahil may kanya-kanyang mga may mga kanya-kanyang kumbaga latag, no? However, that's why the beauty of having a national policy is for everyone to have a uniformity of implementation. Kung may mga concerns po, then you may want to write to USECDATS na you are doing it differently. Okay, kung napansin nyo, hindi po kami masyadong naghihigpit pa sa implementation dahil, of course, due to the current pandemic, but we are taking note of the observations and feedback coming from the field, no? Lalong-lalo na yung mga schools na wala talagang homeroom guidance, and we do not know how come that they are not implementing any homeroom guidance. Maintindihan po namin yan kung talagang halimbawa bar, no, na talagang ang hirap na ng connection natin with them since naging BARM sila. But for others, we are just compiling all the reports, no, and we will send it to regional directors for them to know from USECDATS. Okay? Kasi po hindi po pwede na kahit papaano ay dapat nag-i-implement. We do recognize the logistical concerns. We are with you on that. But it doesn't mean na a school is allowed not to implement homeroom guidance. Okay? Sabi ko nga, we are just compiling all the reports. We will send it as we complete everything to the regional directors, signed by USECDATS. Para lang alam din nila kung anong nangyayari kasi hindi po pwedeng naglalabas tayo ng polisiya at ini-ignore na kung sino-sino. That's what we intend to do, no, in the next months to come. Am I being heard clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mark.
All right. We going back, we are struggling really to implement this one, and we know that. Kaya nga on our part sa central office, we are trying our best to conduct orientations, no? We have a video for parents and students that you may want to use for your for all the schools in your region to show that to your parents and students, so as to the teachers and personnel. Okay, may ganun po tayong ginawa. I will place here sa link yung Google Drive link na pwede nyong magamit para ma-access, at available din po yan sa YouTube. Okay, nag-upload tayo sa YouTube dahil ang daming reports na ang hirap daw mag-download sa kanila dahil ang laki-laki ng file. I think that's 1.2 gigabytes. So malaki nga siya kung ida-download. So ginawa po namin available sa YouTube para lang po mabilis mapanood ng kung sino man ang gusto mapanood yun. Okay, so later on, we will post here para lang po ma-access nyo agad. Okay? Okay, yung sanction sa non-implementing, sabi ko nga, we are quite lenient on that for now. But sabi nga namin, we are just compiling all the reports coming from different divisions or region, no, regarding the non-implementation. Of course, it's a negligence part. Administrative, concern yan. So, we just need to that would fall under negligence and administrative concern. So policy on that would apply. Okay, kasi hindi po pwedeng naglalabas ang national office ng memo tapos hindi siya ibinababa sa tamang governance level. Okay, I hope Sir Felix I was able to answer your query. And kung magkakascade po tayo, be sure na tama po hindi yung halimbawa there are some you think that these things should be the way to do but it's different from what is stated in the memo. Okay? So yung po yung sinasabi natin na be sure that we are faithful to the memo. Kung may mga variations dyan at sa tingin nyo ay nararapat, please consult first before you tell that to your region or to your massive orientation dahil that has a ripple effect pagdating sa implementation side. Okay, I do not know if Ismail is already okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Ismail,
Sir Mark.
I'm willing to shut my mouth na ha.
Sir Mark, hindi na po ako mag-open ng video. Okay lang po. Naririnig.
If that would make your audio better, okay lang.
Opo.
Speaker na ha. Salamat.
Ma'am Iris, okay na po ba yung aking audio?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear na po.
Okay. So, salamat po. Thank you so much, no? Again, my apologies. Paumanhin po, Talagang ito po ang ating mga challenges ngayon. So, totoo 'yan, Ma'am Beth, no? Ito pong tool na ipinakikita ko sa inyo ay para sa mga school head ito na sasagutan nila, no? Kaya may different parts. Okay, next slide po. Yan. Assessment of learners' development. So, kasama pa rin po ito na sasagutan ng ating school head, no? Based from the advisors, no? Okay. And next. Ayan, supervision of homeroom guidance implementation. Is it a clear monitoring plan? Ano po? And then, is monitoring plan is properly implemented. So, ano po yung evidence nun? Okay, well documented of the actual monitoring result, no? So, ito po yung mga compilation yung nasa second column. Yan po yung mga evidences na makikita natin sa school, no? Regarding the Annex 2. Ano po? Okay? Next slide po. Okay, for the administrative concern, meron pa rin pong part 5 yan. Okay, nandiyan po ang mga evidences na makikita natin kung talaga bang nagkaroon ng documentation of learners and parent orientation. Titingnan po natin yan. May mga attendance sheets, may mga photos, may mga pictorial po ba sila. And then, yung an adequate budget is allotted, no? May mga approved budget po ba yan, no? Versus the financial report of homeroom guidance. So, naka-indicate po lahat yan, indicated sa ating DMOUCI na ilalabas po o nakalabas na yung number 346 series 2021. Okay, next po. Ayan, the last part po ay kinakailangan po itong malagyan din, no? The guidance counselor designate, may signature din po siya, overprinted name, the date, and of course, the school head or the principal. Okay, and then let's move on. Okay, aside from that, sabi nga, the school head leads the monitoring and coordination with the guidance counselor. Or, kung wala pong guidance counselor, alam naman po natin yan sa elementary school, no? Level ay ang mga guidance designate using the homeroom guidance school observation tool and the homeroom guidance school implementation tool. Yan po yung Annex 1 at saka yung Annex 2. Okay? Next. Annex 3 po is the Homeroom Guidance Division Monitoring and Evaluation Tool. Ito na, division level. So, sino po ito? No? So, the edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, supervisor under the Curriculum Implementation Division, CID, the coordination with the guidance counselor or designate, and the division office leads the monitoring using the Homeroom Guidance Division Monitoring and Evaluation Tool, which is the Annex 3. No? So, division monitoring result shall be submitted to the regional ESP supervisor. Sa atin po yan, sa mga regional ESP supervisor po, isa-submit. Okay? So, let's take a look tingnan po natin yung picture ni Annex 3. Okay, yan po yung picture niyan. Okay, tingnan natin yung different parts. Okay, next, Ma'am Iris. Okay, so ito po yung first part, of course, yung mga profile ng ating division, schools division superintendent, region, date of submission, those important basic data, no? Okay, so nakalagay po dito sa different column yung total number of school, no? Okay, ng division natin, elementary school up to the senior high school. So total number of schools that implemented the homeroom guidance program and the total number of school monitored and evaluated. So lahat po ay nakalagay naman dyan yung ating mga details. Okay? Yan. Ito na po yun. Again, Annex 3, Part 1, the curriculum implementation and compliance. Oh, may legend pa rin po tayo if it is evident but inadequate, and not evident. So ito po, again, homeroom guidance milk is being followed properly. Ano po yung evidence? Class schedule and learner's output or portfolio. Then, yung objectives ba ng program natin are achieved at the end of the school year? Ano naman yung evidence na titingnan natin, mga MOVs nito? Learner's output and minutes of meeting of advisor per grade level with guidance counselor designate or or about relevant the homeroom guidance impact on learners. Okay, next. Okay, we have also the part 2, which is the delivery process. Okay, so mga evidence na titingnan natin, yung the class program and teacher loading, letter to the parents also, and even the result of monitoring tool and post-conference of guidance counselor, at kung wala naman po yung ating designate with advisors. Okay, next, Ma'am Iris. After the assessment of learners' development, no, we have also the documentation of learners' orientation, nag-orient ba? Okay. Tapos, about the learning objective and evaluation of their development, no? Documentation of conference with the learners and their development, no? And then, assessment of learners' development with remarks of advisor and parent. Ito yung sinasabi natin na pag nakita po natin doon sa kanilang assessment, learners' assessment, no, ng kanilang ay talagang no chance to observe, ay pagka po laging ganon ay nagkakaroon tayo, no? Or kahit hindi po ganon, ay mabuti na magkaroon tayo ng kumbaga sa ay meeting, no? Meeting or dialogue with the parents also. Okay, next po, the supervision of homeroom guidance implementation. Meron din po tayo dito mga criteria and evidences, which is, ito po ang tinitingnan nating evidence. Number 1, yung monitoring plan of school head and guidance counselors. Yung monitoring plan is properly implemented. Totoo po ba yun? Okay, makikita natin yan sa documentation of the actual monitoring result. Okay? Yung monitoring result ba, na-discuss niya yung concerned personnel to encourage action needed to improve the program. Okay. If that's so, may minutes of meeting, no, with the concerned personnel, no? Yung monitoring result ba na utilized to improve the program delivery? Meron because they have met, may metrics po yan, no? Okay? Next is the administrative concerns, okay? So we have also the indicator and evidences, no? Ito po yun, yung orientation of learners and their parents. So still tinitingnan natin yung documentation dyan, no? Kung nagkaroon po talaga ng orientation sa ating mga parents, no? So yung attendance sheets, still pati po yung photos or pictorials, no? Then, next part po, Ma'am Iris. Included naman po ito sa ating DepEd memorandum. Ayan. Meron po monitoring and evaluation tool sa division level po ito, yung summary na po ng result, katulad nung nabanggit ko kanina, ano po? Yung yan, write and total number, kung ilan po yung check nyo, and identify those that are not evident and evident but inadequate, which merit actions to be taken. So nandito po lahat yung ating mga dapat ilagay na mga datos o mga detalye. Next. Okay? Continuation po. Ito ay be taken. So nandito po lahat yung ating mga dapat ilagay na mga datos o mga detalye. Next. Okay. Continuation po. Ito ay isang example. Ano po? Areas not evident but inadequate. Example po, yung curriculum guide is being followed properly. No action to be taken. No, ensure the curriculum guide will be followed properly. Accountable person, for example, ay si Juan de la Cruz, which is the school head. No, so kung may follow up pa po tayo, let's indicate it. No, ayan, meron din po tayo another. Ayan, the last part. No, so kailangan din po itong malagyan natin ng name ni ating school head, overprinted name, and then nag-monitor po. No, sino po ay nag-monitor, kung si ESP, supervisor, and the date. No, importante pong malagay natin. Okay, next, Ma'am Iris. Okay, the Annex 4, which is the Homeroom Guidance Regional Monitoring and Evaluation Tool. Okay, sino na po ang concern dito? Okay, regional level. So, ating ESP supervisor under the CLMD in coordination with the ESSD focal person for guidance and counseling leads the monitoring in the regional level, focusing on the entire implementation of the Homeroom Guidance. So, they will submit the Homeroom Guidance Regional Monitoring and Evaluation Tool, which is the Annex 4, to the BCD o BCD, no? On or before. Ito pong date na ito, kaya po nang binanggit kanina, ay tentative or pwede naman po ito pa ring mabago. So, mag-antay po tayo ng official, no? Na from the office po, kung ano talaga yung final. Since hindi pa natin kasi talaga tiyak, no? Kung ano yung mga kinabukasan o yung mga final official date. No? Okay po. Next. Okay, this is the first part, no? Homeroom Guidance Regional Monitoring and Evaluation Tool, no? Indicate the region, of course, the basic info, no? Regional Director, CLMD, and the Regional Guidance Counselor or Guidance Designate. And of course, the date of submission. Okay, so still we have the division and the region, the status of homeroom guidance implementation, if it is evident, best practices in division, the areas for improvement in the division, and the technical assistance provided. So, andyan po ang mga different divisions sa ibaba. Kung ilang divisions meron po ang ating region. Okay? Next po, of course, again, the ESP regional supervisor's name and signature. Okay? And also the regional director's signature po. No? Okay, so now let's move on to Annex 5, the Homeroom Guidance Learners Development Assessment. So, unang-una po tayo ay sa kindergarten, since sabi nga natin, ay per domain po ang kindergarten, no? So they have also for school year 2021-2022, no? Kindergarten level, no? Name of learner, name of section advisor, no? And the section and learning modality, kung modular po ito, online, no? Or to the class advisor, check the box to indicate the assessment. Okay? If there's no chance to observe, gaya ng sinabi kanina ni Ma'am Jonah, no? The learner did not submit output or has not shown any of the targets competency in a particular quarter, no? So, 1 naman ay 30% na nakapag-submit siya, that needs improvement, and then developing 60%, and then sufficiently developed 90%, and develop and commendable this 100%, no? Nakapag-submit po ng output, no? Okay? So next, ito po yung per quarter, no? Na mayroong ilalagay si teacher, no? Meron na dito lahat at the end of the quarter, ilalagay niyan kung yan po ay 1, 2, 3, o 4, o kaya 0 or no chance to observe. Ilagay lang po natin kung ano yung dapat na ilagay doon sa bata. Okay? Para po ito sa kanila. At of course, meron po yung name and signature of advisor, name of signature of guidance counselor or designate, name of signature of school head. At syempre po, importante ito, yung signature din po, at saka yung name niya, parent or ni guardian. Sometimes kasi wala naman po ang parent or yung kanyang tagapangalaga ay pwede naman po. still considered. Next, okay, for the primary level, grades 1 to 3, no? Ito po ang kanilang homeroom guidance learners development assessment, no? Okay, so meron pong basic info again, name of learner, name of section advisor, grade section, and the learning modalities. Still, we have the legend of 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 that corresponds to the different description. Okay? Oh. Now, let's have the competency also, yung value oneself, no? Value others. Meron pong mga column dyan at ilalagay ni teacher kung po nakita o yung natapos ni ating learner regarding on that. Okay? Okay, third and then fourth. And then the last part, which is the information about the advisor, the guidance counselor or designate, the school head, and parent. Okay. Now, let's move sa intermediate level, no? Grades 4 to 6 po ito. Basic information from the learner, no? Yung name of learner, again, name of section advisor, the grade section, and the learning modality. And the same legend, no? No chance to observe, needs improvement, developing, and sufficiently develop, and commendable. Okay? So this is the example of the competency or the learner's development assessment for grades 4 to 6. Next. Ayan, quarter 3 and 4. And again, there's a signature of the advisor. No? Next po ay for the junior high school. Okay, comprises grades 7 to 10. Okay, the basic information for the learner and the competency, no? And then the ranking, no? Yung rate niya regarding on the output or the legends given. Okay, next. After the junior high school, we also have the senior high school, no? Okay, ito po yun, no? Homeroom Guidance Learners Development Assessment for grades 11 and 12, senior high school. Of course, the basic information to the learner, which is all about the name and section of advisor, the grade section, and the learning modalities. Okay, given also the competency, no? First to fourth quarter, and the name of the advisor and the counselor or the guidance counselor, the school head, and the parent. Okay po. And with that, so maraming salamat. I hope na naging malinaw sa atin yung annexes and forms, though medyo talagang may apologies po for my audio, no? Distorted po yung audio, no? So maraming salamat po, Sir Mark, Ma'am Irene, by our
Sir Dudes. Okay, while waiting for Sir Dudes, please stand by for the evaluation link po. Thank you. Sir Dudes?
I love the way she makes me smile, she makes me smirk. It gives me chills, it makes me blush, it gives me wet. And I can see her winning the Miss Universe. And if heaven does exist, it will most probably look like her, yeah.
May babae ako nakitang kay ganda. Yung mga mata niya ay bibihagin ka. Pag tumingin ka sa kanya ay matik na. Parang pinanaka ni Cupido, sapul na sapul ka.
Yan ang G.
Like Lucy.
Hello, Sir Dudes?
Cause I lose myself around you, girl. You got some kind of way. There's just something about you, girl, that makes me wanna stay.
Kung ako na nga ang papipiliin, panalo ka na matik, pwede mo pa kong alipin.
Ikaw lamang ang laging nasa panaginip ko. Ayaw ko nang itigil to.
Araw-araw kitang aalagaan, laging sasabihin sa'yo na ikaw lamang. Don't stay awake for too long, don't go to bed. I'll make a cup of coffee for your head. I'll get you up and going out of bed.
Can I be honest? Pagising sa umaga di mo lang alam, ikaw yung tanging nasa isip.
Kaya kita sa paraan na ako lang ang nagkakaalam.
Dagdag pa dyan ang ngiti niya, pag tinignan ka pa niya, sure na finish ka. I love the way she makes me smile, she makes me smirk. Yes.
It gives me chills, it makes me blush, it gives me birth. And I can see her breathing down this universe. And if heaven does exist, it will most probably look like her.
I love the way she makes me smile, she makes me smirk.
It gives me chills, it makes me blush, it gives me birth. And I can see her breathing down this universe. And if heaven does exist, it will most probably look like her. Kaya salamat sa pag-ibig mo. Pag-ibig mo lagi kang nasa puso't isip ko at inaamin ko na namimiss kita. Na namimiss kita.
Sa'kin ikaw pa rin ang baby ko. Baby ko kahit wala ka na sa piling ko. Piling ko pangakong ipagdarasal pa rin kita. Ipagdarasal pa rin kita.
Hey there, baby. Ngayon lang ako nagkakita ng katulad mo. You got me crazy. Kahit sinong lalaki mababaliw sa'yo. Panahon hanggang ka pa, laging pumupunta. Di maasahan, may surpresa ka laging dala. Ang saya-saya, ayoko lang pahalata. Kasi okay na naman ako basta magkasama ka.
Bakit ba kung kailan ka inaisip na di bitawan? Ikaw yung paraiso, di ba?
Di ko mapayag na di kita kasama. Kung magkaya ka dahil pa mag-asawa. Nakaalalay sa anumang bagay. Wala man ako sa sarili, laging nandaan ka.
Ang isayaw ng mabagal.
Gusto ko, ko lang gusto.
Ngayon alam ko nang hindi ko kaya mabuhay nang wala ka. Kahit saan man tayo magpunta, di na tayo magkikita.
You made it better. Gusto ko sa akin ikaw. Kung bago sa iyo, hindi ka na maliisan. Mahalin ka, wala daw iba. Ikaw lang ang aking talagang Pilipina. Ikaw ang dalaga, ikaw yung prinsesa. Pag nawala ka pa, nakakawalang gana, baby.
Kaso lang wala na nga, pero alam ko na masaya ka na. Sa mundo ko wala na makakagawa, makakatumbas na yung napadama. Salamat sa pag-ibig mo, bibig mo lagi kang nasa puso't isip ko. Isip ko at inaamin ko na nami-miss kita. Na nami-miss kita.
Sabihin ko pa rin ang baby ko. Baby ko, kahit wala ka na sa piling ko pangakong ipagdarisal pa rin kita. Ipagdarisal pa rin kita.
Ikaw na ang pinaka-maganda na talaga sa ingatan.
Ikaw na ang pinaka-gwapo na binata sa aking mata. Kaya't humiling ako kay Bathala. Sana ay hindi na siya luluha pa.
Kapag naalala ko ang mga araw na magkasama tayong dalawa, ngiti at luha sa aking mga mata. Ganun na pala tayo dati kasaya.
Ingatan mo siya.
Kasunod na pod ko. Hello.
Hello, Sir Dudes. Okay na po.
Nahuman na to?
Yes po, sir.
Napatay audience, wa na.
46 viewers po.
Ay, ang katong sa Q&A, di na nato i-play. Pero clear naman siguro, no? Ato
Yes,
na lang
sir.
siguro ikuan. Ato na lang siguro i-send sa ilaha ang mga material dito, no?
Yes,
Karon.
sir.
Okay. So mag-closing na ta. Sultiun pa ko nimo.
Yes, sir. Sige, sir. Na-flash na po na akong evaluation link, sir, og attendance. So,
Ya imo na ma-save, no?
yes, sir.
Okay, salamat kaayo. So, pwede na ko mo diretso na?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. So, hello, are you still there? Wave pod. Unsa tawag ade, virtual waving. Well, to all those who continuously listened and finished the so interrupted video, especially the third one, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to you, and I am so sorry about the technical glitches that beyond our control. At least it is factual that even the central office experiences the same agony we are experiencing right here. We share the same agony that the internet connection or connectivity is sometimes impossible. In fact, right now, 3 times that I was lost. Kalit lang pilit. But anyways, the content of the videos, no, the course from given by Dr. Mark Bercando and Dr. Juna Valdez were good. And for the tools, assessment tools given by Dr. Andres, uh, my fellow teachers, you just review it because I asked Sir Francis if we could share this to your district and to all the schools in secondary so that you can have the review every time that you have some questions or queries inside. And I will provide also the copy of the memorandum where we can find the uh, templates being discussed by Dr. Andres in the later part. So much of the desire for our regional supervisors to join us, Dr. Shello Estrada, but because she's having three concerns today, she was not able to indulge with us. But anyways, we still have to thank God for this opportunity and for the materials, and hopefully we can do it uh, as fast as we can because our ICT boss is also busy. So many demands from the office. I hope everyone could understand. Again, the indulgence of viewers with this uh, virtual uh, conference or virtual orientation only proves that you are committed to our work. So to one and all, thank you so much. And by the way, before I forget, the regional office requires all schools to submit report ev- every after the quarter. So first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, so that when June 2022 comes, ready na po yung division report, consolidate na at maibigay agad natin sa regional office because the deadline in central office will be July 12. So I hope you heard it right from the speakers that we really have to submit, and for us not to forget all the activities we have conducted in pertaining to homeroom guidance, you are advised also to submit every after quarter, a week after the uh, assessment time, week after, please do submit by and by the quarterly report so that it would be easy for us to consolidate in the division office. Again, thank you so much and God bless us all. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Sir Francis B. Calicando, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your expertise. God bless again. Mabuhay po. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Okay.